think that I just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, I'm here. Who wanted to fight me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
Demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all of the belts, all of the titles. Bodywork.
Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. It feels so good to be back. How y'all doing out there, man? I know there's probably a couple people out there wondering if I was going to, do my thing today, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've been looking at everything that's been going on, and I've been getting a pulse of what's going on. But really, man, I was caught up watching Alone with my lady, man. We was on them Alones, doing our little, little things that we needed to do for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? What situation, a little things that we gotta do around the house and just maintain, man. And watching Alone. So the normal time when I said I'd be on, I wasn't. But I said I was still gonna come out here and do my thing. Why? Because I said I was. Yesterday I said we'll be back tomorrow, and we got to see a Carter fights last night, and PBC is back. PBC is back. I think as for right now, if we put Jermell off to the side, like the last undisputed champ who said that, he came back and was barking and knocking on all these kind of doors and trying to get back, we set him to the side for a second, knowing his position, knowing that's one of my favorite fighters. If I were to unremove everything that I believe and think about him, set him to the side, I kind of think Fundora done kind of like showed that he's pretty much he's the top dog in that division, man. I don't care what your favorite content creators say. I don't care what Mike Cap. I don't care what none of these guys say. For real. When I'm looking at the resumes and I'm hearing some of the hyperboles about what's going on at 154, and for the longest time I've been saying that 140 and 154 are the best divisions. Why? I was saying it when Jermell Charlo went undisputed and he collected every belt one by one by one by one. You know what I'm saying? Rarely done. I know your favorite fighter didn't do it. Earl got 3 of them and fell short trying to get the last one. He was the closest one to go by and do that, where he picked them up one by one by one by one. Like that. At least when it comes down to people we care about, people that we be looking at, waiting and watching and all that. I think Fundora is the top dog. I wanted to mic check 1 2 1 2, sounding crystal clear. AC in the building. Salute. See, I ain't know because my time was off, AC. I didn't know if you was gonna be available, bro. And I didn't want to spring nothing on you last minute and have you like just waiting in the wing. But salute the AC, man. But yeah, I've been analyzing everything, man. I've been hearing a lot of the hyperbole. I'm saying he's absolutely the best at 154. I'm like, how? Based on what? Who, like, I'm not one of them guys. I mean, Bud was the exception to the rule where it's like resumes. He the one that kind of showed that who you got on your resume and who you fight might not necessarily matter. Because it's more based on timing and how you feel about your opponent and your strategy and what kind of fighter you are. But like, I'm hearing a whole lot of hyperbole, and that's why I said, man, I was gonna wait till tomorrow and let this just carry over until tomorrow. And I said, nah, man, I gotta get on this tonight. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get on this tonight. AC in the building, man. Yeah, I ain't want to send you the link, AC, and it'd be last minute because I was waiting on something and I had to cook. You know what I'm saying? On the weekends I cook, so it was like my timing was like, damn, I still gotta cook. And you know what I'm saying? We've been watching Alone. It was catching them fresh fish and all that. I was like, man, I got to get in there and whip it up. So I was waiting on something to happen, and I did that. And I said, no, I gotta do this. Like, I can't carry this over to tomorrow. But I ain't want to throw a grenade in your lap. I ain't know if you was chilling with your lady or doing whatever you was doing. So that's why I didn't send anybody the link, for real. I just came because I was like, man, I'm not gonna throw a grenade in nobody's lap, man. But salute, AC. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Basically, you in the email, you know what I've been doing all day and got that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because that shit's been eating at me. But at the end of the day, bro, me and the missus did what we did all our running around early today and stuff like that. So after like 7, I was like, okay, maybe he gonna hold it off till tomorrow and just read the tea leaves and see what some of the talking points are and some of the reactions and hyperbole from the reactions of last night's fights and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I was doing and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, so if he go live today, I'm pretty much done. Like, my mind is free. I'm taking the rest of the evening off, get back at it for the bylaws and other stuff tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, I'm proud of you, man. I was waiting, and you know, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna do my due diligence and actually sit down and read it in between my stops. And when I get a chance tomorrow to really like put all my attention to it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sit down and read it tomorrow throughout the day.
I went through it like just one of my final readings and stuff like that. And before I sent it to you, then I'm gonna do like one more final reading before I submit it, and that's when I have everything together. So all of the paperwork is there, but it's pretty much an easy read. Like, it's the type of thing that I wanted to keep you captivated by the information, but also be direct in what I was saying. So the two is like, okay, all right, I get you. Oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Keep it on shit like that. So you know, for the most part, bro, as you get through it, just what's the word I'm looking for? I just brain farted on the word that I'm looking for, but basically it'll probably just be like 2 days or maybe even a day, depending on reading. You know what I'm saying? Some people read a little bit slower, where they read a sentence or a paragraph and consume that for a second before moving on to the next one.
Yeah, I know. I'm believing that I'll have a good take by Tuesday afternoon at the latest, probably. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fast reader, you know what I'm saying? But I'm interested, so it'll be easy to consume. So I'm gonna let you know, and I know that's your baby, so you know. But I also know business as well, and you know, I want you to succeed. So I'm gonna definitely still be me, but I'm gonna look at it. And I know it's right. You know what I'm saying? You took your time. You done measured 1,000 times and you made that cut. So I mean, I know it's you know, I know it's right, but let's I got an interesting one. You know, I'm not gonna short the people. I got housekeeping and all of that. You know, so I got a real funny one too. That let everybody know how Bodywork be thinking, like how my mind work. But
Oh,
I'm gonna get into the housekeeping.
before you get into that, I just
Good.
wanted to give full disclosure. I hate fucking Sebastian Fundora. I have no reason to hate that motherfucker, but I do. So as long as y'all understand that, I'll give Sebastian Fundora his props. I'll give him everything he needs. But I just don't like the dude. But it's funny, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know why. Somebody give me a reason why I should like him or, you know, even hate him even more. But that's where he's at. He's just one of those fighters. I respect his talent. I respect what he brings to the table. But he's like that Larry Holmes to me, where I'm just like, I don't like you. You know, and Larry Holmes was that fighter to me. And people like, what? You didn't like? No, I can't stand the ground that motherfucker walk on. That's why I was loving when Eddie Murphy was cracking them jokes on him. So that's just me, bro.
Which was salute to you for giving full disclosure. Sometimes we just don't like, you know what I'm saying, fighters. Like I got a couple that I just don't like. I be trying sometimes, but I just don't, you know. But Fundora, you know, I actually like Fundora, and I'm kind of proud of my prediction because it was once again it aged like fine wine. I still had to put this up here though because I drew a line in the sand for the old guard.
Yeah.
You know, but I gave full disclosure saying, hey man, I got PTSD because these fighters be saying I'm in the best shape, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They be at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro and in the mess hall with their chests out, and then they get in the fight, and that's not so. And the early warning time was how pudgy Keith was looking. And then we hear that after the last time it got canceled, they say he went to eating and all that. And I'm just like, but I wanted to put something out there because everywhere I went, everybody I heard to, oh man, Fundora about to fuck Keith up and all that. I'm like, man, just give Keith some respect. And I'm one of them people where if everybody said, yeah, I'm like, man, no, man, somebody got to go for the other guy.
Yeah.
So I had a part of that. A part of it is like, man, it's part of boxing. That's just another phase of the old guard. The old guard is slowly fading out. But let me get into the
for sure.
Let me get into the housekeeping, which is really interesting to me. Gary Russell versus Schofield is growing legs. And why you say that, Mike? If you listen, I'm gonna tell you, right? It's been so funny because I've actually seen and heard Senior come full circle, and you know, he's been saying a lot of things, but like I thought it was odd that they really was not odd because they have done that. They've been calling for some names. Now them in their pullout game, you know, I can tell you three like pretty decent fights. One major fight was Shakur, and then two other fights, Jojo Diaz and H2O, where they pulled out. Like I always joke around and say I'm surprised that Kid Schofield was born and that Kid Schofield gave Senior a grandson, because they pull-out game is vicious. They could probably give classes on that shit, but they was talking stuff to, you know, they were saying that they would want to share the ring with Mr. Gary Russell Jr., the longest reigning champ down at 126, 6 years, 352 days. That hasn't been done. And he was a bad man who a lot of people avoided. And what he did was he actually came up to 135-pound division, where he's been wanting a fight with Tank. That's a DMV classic special waiting to happen. Unfortunately, it might look like Kell Brook and Lamir Khan as far as when we're going to get it. I'm not sure, but I'm an optimist. I think that, hey, when it makes sense, it will. But there were a couple other guys that I was saying, because I'm still, even though I'm a huge, probably the biggest Tank fan on the planet, I'm still a huge one of Mr. Gary Russell's biggest fans. So I was trying to look at him work, and Oshaki Foster, he's one of my guys too. So I was trying to link up Mr. Gary with Oshaki. But then this Schofield thing started coming about, and I heard that the Schofields was going to entertain, or they would entertain a fight with Mr. Gary Russell. I'm like, oh, well, they fought Tevin Farmer. I mean, they didn't call a lot of names, and they pulled out on the 3 that I mentioned. But it had interest, and I said, yeah, okay, well, Mr. Gary might have to go through the gauntlet. He shouldn't have to, but in a way, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It'd be good for him, but he did do his bounce back fight. He came back, got his legs wet, you know what I'm saying, got his feet wet. And he was my comeback fighter of the year last year. Did it in tremendous fashion, got the rounds in, you know what I'm saying, carried the guy, put his lights out like when he needed to after he got the work in, you know what I'm saying, took a couple shots, you know what I'm saying, got the juices flowing, got his rhythm, got his timing, you know, got to see how he gonna be moving at 135. So he got everybody like looking at him like, man, yeah, because the biggest knock that people be saying about Mr. Gary Russell Jr. is that he be talking. But it's like he be backing that shit up though. It's just that they want to see him fight so bad. It's almost just like the Tank thing. Except for Tank don't be talking like that. He'll talk when it's a fight coming up. He might tweet or something when he in camp or whatever, or do some crazy post or troll every now and again. But he don't be doing interviews and talking. Mr. Gary be talking, and then he be talking the noise. So people be wanting to see him fight, and when they don't want to see him fight, they say, "All he do is talk." They're even trying to pass that down to Gary Antoine. But with this fight, I said, okay, Tevin Farmer went through the ringer when he came back after 3-year layoff. And he went through more. He had to fight Morataya, close fight, got edged out. He arguably beat Zepeda the first time, dropped him and everything, got pickpocketed. I think it was a little bit more than pickpocketed on the scorecards to me. I think it was a robbery. You know, pickpocketed when it's close, where you know, it can go either way, but you think this guy really won. Beat him the first time and then got, you know what I'm saying, beat up a little bit in the second time. Maybe it was something going on. So I said, maybe Mr. Gary might have to go through something like that, which is cool because he built for it. Like the skills, the speed, the IQ, you know, they always say intellect over athleticism, you know, is something that they highly regard. But I had got wind of what Mr. Gary was saying. So let me see. Try to run through this as quick as we can. But you also got to put out our notices. This is a copyright disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? So we basically just doing some criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. You know what I'm saying? We got to put this up because we don't own it. It's there. This is his stuff on his Instagram. This is straight from the horse's mouth. So this is the beginning. It's not that long.
Social media, not too long ago, I seen some shit about Schofield father saying something about crickets or we ducking them or some shit like that. There's no response from me, you know, anything like that of the sort. It's crazy because I seen Schofield father say something like he wouldn't mind competing against me. Gary Russell talking about how fast I am. I'm the fastest boxer in the sport this today, and how I got a great IQ, and if his son could possibly, you know, get past me, you know, then what would they say after that? You know, I honestly thought it was a little honorable, you know, because it showed that it is a fighter. It's fighters out here that really want to be the best. They are daring to be great and challenging themselves by fighting, you know what I'm saying, real fighters. But I just got on the internet and they said some shit like Schofield father said something like, we was ducking him and you ain't getting no response from me and everything else. Don't do that, senior. Don't do that, senior. You know, I actually had a little respect for you I guess you and your son just for mentioning my name and even mentioning the possibility that y'all said that y'all wanted to compete against me. But don't make it seem like you didn't get a response from me. You know, I was under the impression that y'all are scheduled to compete. Y'all was scheduled to compete in April. Don't make this shit personal, but it's too late at this point. Just to let you know. So for the fans and everybody else, Schofield Senior, Schofield Junior, since you said you didn't get no response from me, this is my official response. I want your sign now.
What's so wild about that, y'all? Y'all should see. If y'all see, just go to Mr. Gary Russell Jr.'s Instagram to check that out. But y'all already know, man, Mr. Gary Russell, man, he's just a thorough ass little dude, man. He don't take no disrespect, even if it's misinterpreted. He gonna check you and then, you know, dial it back if he needs to on the back end. But he is just a straight shooter. You know, he ain't gonna take no shit. But the thing is, y'all should see his eyes in that. Y'all know them war movies, or the, you know, when you see them gods and general movies and you look and they about to go to war and you look at them and how dark their eyes be, man. That man be looking like he got so much pain in his eyes, man. Like when he said that shit, it's like it's like he ain't had no pupils, man. He's like, oh yeah, it's like, so if he think that it's a problem, man, like he like a little pit bull terrier, man, he gonna go in, man. But in, you know, untypical fashion, there was a response. There was a response. Listen to this.
I just seen Gary Russell thing on Fight Hype, and I want to clear one thing up. For Mr. Russell, we admire you. You are one of the fastest in the business, high IQ. A lot of people ducked you. They wouldn't even try to call you in the ring. And all I have is respect for you. And I do feel like if my son get in the ring with you, win, lose, or draw, just the experience and the IQ he can learn from you, it just will help him grow to be the greatest boxer of all time. So I don't know where people come in saying some other stuff. You're the only champion that responded back. To tell you the truth, all them other champions are ducking, man. And so that wasn't geared towards you. That was talking about Shakur Stevenson. That was talking about Tank. That was talking about Abdullah Mason. That was talking about Keyshawn, not a champion, but he was Keyshawn. That has nothing to do with you. You're the one that responded, and we look forward to sharing the ring with you. One, because you're an OG, a veteran, and you're good as shit. So I just want to clear that up, brother, before people start trying to fan a flame that was never there. And peace and blessings to you and your family. I was talking to Paulie about you, you know, the attorney that works with you and your family. So we got a common friend. So either way, have a blessed one. Enjoy. I just seen Gary.
So maybe there is light at the end of the tunnel, guys. You know, maybe, you know, because I was getting tired of I'm like, listen, dog, y'all talk more. It was the same thing they were accusing Mr. Gray Russell of all of the talking and all the interviews, all of the yippity yapping and not fighting. Like I was saying the same thing about the Schofields, especially after the pullout when they got, like, me and AC, we agree that he got tapped on the shoulder and was told to roll out. So after that, and we start hearing all this talking and all that, and they were still calling out Shakur. I'm like, listen, man, we know Shakur be moving funny, but like, bro, this is all you right here. We can't put that on Shakur. As much as funky as his moves are, we ain't just gonna make up no stuff. We do kind of gotta go by the book. We do got a standard here. So I was getting tired of hearing about the Schofields and seeing them and always in the media and talking about this and then all of the far-fetched stories. If you listen to the stories, I was getting tired, but he kind of gained some points with me. you know, Senior kind of gained some points with me with that. You see how he was very respectful, and everything he said about Mr. Gary Russell is 100% facts. The only part I be disagreeing with is because it's a lot of Tank haters out there. They be trying to say that Tank was ducking Gary, and I'm like, well, how is he ducking Gary? Yeah, he's calling him out, and yeah, that's a DMV classic, and yeah, that's a good fight regardless, because Mr. Gary is like pound for pound. He has pound for pound skills. Everybody you know who was in that division eked on up by him. Don't make me call out your favorite fighter. The only thing was that GTD, Coach Calvin, was saying, listen, Gary, hey, look, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We understand. Just come up to the division. And that's what I was like, okay, that's a good point. Touche. Come up to the division. Like, let it be known. Like, make it be real. Make it make sense. So that's the only thing out there. But for Senior to come back and be as professional, admiring, complimentary of Mr. Gary, then maybe it is some truth that, yeah, because he said win, lose, or draw. Because normally he'd be saying, my son is the best fighter in the world. But he was saying win, lose, or draw, so he knows that there's a level of danger there. There's a professional acumen there that maybe his son might fall victim to, because he can be outboxed. He got some power. He got some explosiveness. You know, he's developing. He's a young adder. Sometimes he spit too much venom, but he's getting it together. He dispatched Tevin Farmer in less than a minute. You know, Williams Zepeda went 24 rounds with the guy. Or was it 22 rounds with the guy? So it says a lot. So I kind of admire, see, Gary, Mr. Gary, I'm used to that from him. I expect that from him. Like, listen, man, he not one of them people to where if you say his name and do this and all that, and it actually makes sense and y'all in division, he ain't ducking no smoke, like zero smoke. But for Senior to come out and be like that, I kind of respect that. He kind of earned some points. He still be saying some outrageous things, but I have seen and heard a change in the last couple of exchanges I've seen and heard him from. Yeah, he's going to admire his son. He's going to big up his son. Like, I understand that. When they get too great on that point, I understand that because that's his son. He's going to say that. It's the same thing like Bill saying what he say about Devin. Any other father saying, like Brian Norman Sr. saying what they say about Junior. Same thing. But Schofield Sr., he's actually gaining some points with me. And hopefully, if they don't compete in April or, you know, whatever they got going on, hopefully we will get to see Mr. Gary Russell and Schofield. It's growing legs. You know what I'm saying? We're just waiting for the legs to grow hair, and then the hair get ticks. And then maybe the boxing guys might bless us with that shit. But salute the Honeybee. Bodywork. Salute everybody. Salute Honeybee. Number 2, Moses Itama is on Demon Time. We've been watching and waiting, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't... Is Franklin a world beater? No. I think that if you don't belong in there with him, he'll give you a hard fight. But, you know, I mean, I don't know how active. I don't know what his outside, like when he's not boxing, if he's just waiting on standby to be a punching bag for somebody. So I don't read too much into it, but I have to give kudos to Moses Itama for the delivery and how he walked off. He's a savage. You know, he hit that man, and that was a crippling punch. That's one of them ones where you have a couple of them kind of fights, you're not going to be talking right. You got to start evaluating whether or not you want to get called in last minute, or you want to take it serious, invest some of your money in to be able to stay in shape, you know, year round, and then map out your own goal instead of being somebody that you just call in as an opponent. Because that's what they're really doing with Franklin now. He's a measuring stick, you know, and according to the measurements, Itama is on some demon time and shit. So he hit that man with something brutal, wobbled him, you know, finished him, and then did a little pirouette or whatever it was he did and walked off. So it's a lot of speculation. The stock is rising. I still say that, man, just like a lot of these other guys, we got to see him up against the other guys. There's another guy we're going to briefly touch on, and I'm about to stop talking about this guy because it's getting sickening, but we're going to briefly touch on him and all the hyperbole surrounding him. But we got to see him up against the other guys. I mean, a lot of people are ignoring Fabio Wardley and the fact that I think he really got the division in the chokehold, and the fact that they're stablemates. This is not like, you know, I've heard somebody earlier today try to compare it to the fact like the Keyshawn and Shakur shit. Like, no, stop it. Knock it off. Knock it off. It's not that. They are stablemates. This is the same bullshit they were trying to do back when Derek James had Errol Spence and Jermell, and everybody was saying, yeah, they should fight, or people was even trying to get the twins trying to fight. This is why I say how like crazy you could be, so logical and so thorough and so surgical with your boxing shit, but then you'll come out and say some dumb shit like that. Like they're not in the same, because we addressed this already. Like back when I was actually, because we've been fans of Wardley. I actually thought that Jared Anderson and Wardley was on a crash collision, but Jared Anderson ran into Bacoli. And then, you know, we've been waiting for Jared to bounce back, but he was exploited by Bacoli. Now people are underestimating Bacoli, saying that he'll be a good fight with the big dude that was in a man. Bacoli would knock his head off in the streets. It'd be a homicide. So, like, people just be saying whatever. I guess they be feeling good. They be having the mimosas or whatever the fuck they be on. I'm not sure. But this Wardley thing, this Wardley and Itama thing, they're in the same camp. They're in the same, you know, this is not like, oh, we friends. We're never like, no, they were in the same stable, bro. Like, they train together. Like, Einstein's, maybe Itama is as good as he is because he's in the same stable as Fabio Wardley. Maybe, you think? Possibly. Is it any ifs, ands, or maybes? It's just something to think about. But Itama is looking good. I like the fact that he did exactly what he's supposed to do. When they put somebody in the ring with you, 93 Octane, 67, peace fam, salute. Salute 93. When you put somebody in there that don't belong with you, you're supposed to get rid of them. This is what my knock be with these guys who want to say people don't fight nobody, and they get in the ring with somebody and they go the distance and they do whatever, or somebody already been beaten before, so the blueprint is out, but then they don't do nothing they don't even beat them as bad as they've been beaten before. You know what I'm saying? They just coast to the victory, just do a shutout fencing session or whatever, and then they get, you know, Hall of Fame treatment. But Itama, he's deadly, man. He's deadly, man. He got some skills now. You know, it's just one of them things where we're really not going to know. And as far as the eye test, because I'm hearing that this is popular now. You know, not amongst us, like we've given up on the eye test. There's been so many people. Look at Berlanga with the top rank diet. Look at it. What happened when he got off that top rank diet? Look at Jaime Munguia when he finally got off the pot. Look at what happened with Zerto when he finally got in there with Bivol. It's like, we gotta stop this, man. We gotta stop this. But Itama is doing what he's supposed to do with whoever they put in the ring with him. You know, he's looking like, yeah, every test that they put in front of him, but I mean, as far as him being the best and all this hyperbole, and before he even said it, it's like hardcores, like people who make content and have cult like followings out here putting out this nonsense. And I'm like, man, knock it off. Can these guys do something before y'all actually start putting y'all initials on their jock strap? It's like, yeah, I know we thirsty. But like, if you relax, sit down, act like, you know what I'm saying, you done had you some before. Relax. It's coming. Stars are born, not manufactured. And sometimes it just takes time for the cream to rise to the top in the pot. Number 3. Fans versus fanboys example. And I'm sorry, man, this is gonna hit a lot of y'all, man. This is gonna probably hit a couple of y'all like right on the belt line. But hey, the ref, he say, look, I'm gonna allow from the top right here on up, and anything down here is low. So I'm like right there from where the ref said he allowed. This is where I'm about to hit y'all, because this is how I think. This is how Mike think. This is how like I be looking and seeing things. Now, I want y'all to listen to the psychology, and this is why I be trying to say, man, like, you know how sometimes where somebody had you fucked up, right? But it's like, no, if you knew me, you would know that if I got you, if you fucked up with me, you really gonna know that you're like, we're fucked up. Like, I'm gonna let it be known. Like, so if you assuming that, but I didn't let it be known, then maybe you fucked up. But I'm gonna show y'all how people be having me fucked up, especially when it comes to this fighter. You know what I'm saying? Because I be supporting him. I went to his fight. I bought his tickets. I took my lady there. She actually likes the way he fights. We just want to see him in there, you know what I'm saying? But like, this is how I'm gonna show y'all the prototypical thing that be happening. I'm like, this is the gaslighting. This is the things that people do. And this is just gonna show y'all, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. 2 picture, maybe 2 million words. I'm not sure. But watch this, y'all. This is a typical example. Watch this example. So we know what happened last night. We know that Fundora put on the clinic. He may have bookend Keith Thurman's career. And Keith Thurman will be all right. He got a bright ass future in commentary, man. People could sit around and listen to Keith Thurman talk boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the ref did for him was actually allow him to still be able to have a full live, probably make millions of dollars commenting fights, doing all the stuff. Like, he can go take Max Kellerman, Mike Cap, he'd go tell him, knock it off, shut the fuck up, silence, at ease. And people are gonna be open ears. So we know what Fundora did. Well, my guy, the guy that's behind the background right here, because I did that background when I thought Jamel was coming back, he had some things to say after the fight, right? And I was like, yeah, people say, I mean, he's drunk, he's this. Now, this is not Maul. We did a Throwback Thursday with Maul the other day, and people was trying to say, oh, they try to do that Noah's Ark shit, like, oh, he like Noah from Noah's Ark, he just drunk, he black. But no, Noah was trying to tell people to get on the proverbial ark. You know, Jamel came out. And I don't know if he was under the influence or not. That's not none of my business. I don't care. Like, we focus inside the ring and then we move outside the ring as necessary. But they caught up with him and he said some things. And even though people were saying, oh, yeah, he sounded like he was drunk, I could not find one fallacy in what he was saying. But what did he say, Mike? If you listen, I'm going to tell you, right? This is what he said. This is what he said. He said, F Fundora, F Keith Thurman. I ain't worried about none of them. F Earl Spence. That kind of hurt me because those are my guys, you know what I'm saying? But that's between them. It ain't got nothing to do with me. They just 2 of my favorite fighters. But he said F Earl. Okay, that's him saying that. He said F Xander and F Boots. F all y'all at 154. Ortiz, I run Texas, dummy. I run Texas, dummy. So that's what the fans heard. That's what the fans heard, right? I just read that, right? So that's what we seen. That's what we interpreted. That's what we saw. That's like, literally, I could play the video where he actually saying it, but I wanted y'all to be able to see it and read it and have it up here so you can actually see it instead of hearing it, because you can visually see what it says. You can screenshot this and say that. Y'all want to know y'all want to know how a fanboy look at it? This is how a fanboy. So this is a fan's perspective. This is what I be trying to tell y'all. This is why I can't rock with them people that be representing old boy, because this is what they be on some fanboy shit. Now look at this. That's what a fan say. Look at what a fanboy say. This is a description under the video. I run Texas, dummy. Jamel Charlo loses it on Spence, Fundora, and Virgil Ortiz. Let's go back to what the fans said. Now, this is what he actually said. F Fundora, 1. F Keith, 2. F Earl Spence, 3. F Xander, 4. F Boots, 5. F Ortiz, 6. You know what the fanboy said? Spence, Fundora, and Virgil. Now I can't count. Let's do this one more time. F Keith Thurman, 1. F Earl Spence, 2. F Xander, 3. F Boots, 4. F Jermaine Ortiz, 5. Fundora, Keith, Earl, Xander, Boots, Ortiz. That's 6. What does the description under this video say? From the people that make content about them, sit around, talk to them, whatever. How do they paint it? And this is what I be trying to say. This is why I say, man, it's not a lot of hardcore, straight up people that just speak the truth. Even if you media, why you not gonna keep it a buck on what he really said? I run Texas, dummy. Using my little thing. Like, well, y'all, man. People start using the emojis in their descriptions like that now. Like, man. Jamel Charlo loses it on who? Spence, Fundora, and Virgil Ortiz. Who's not listed right there? Who's not listed? Keith? Xander? And Boots. What sense did that make, y'all? Is that not gaslighting? Is that not like omitting? Like, isn't like when you fail to divulge information, right? When you fail to like fully portray or relay communication, what are you doing? An omission, which is just as worse as a lie, right, y'all? I just want to give y'all an example of how fans think versus how fanboys think. And Bodywork don't do that, man. Like, if I'm going, I mean, if I need the views or whatever, I'm just going to do what I do. Might get more a little jazzy on the thumbnail or something, you know what I'm saying? But I don't omit and all of that. Why? Because, one, I don't have the benefit of having the relationships with the boxers, the fighters. You know, I'm not saying what's popular. So people that rock with Zuffa and getting trucks by Turkey, and people that's getting paid under the table and getting paid for their channel and, you know, buying subscribers. Like, none of that shit benefits me. So all I gotta do, only thing that I really have is the truth, is following the ball all along and watching the facts, keeping a pulse on everything that's going on, and being, you know, vigilant, making my observations, keeping tabs, taking notes. That's all I really got. And if I keep doing that and just sticking to the nuts and bolts, don't over embellish, focus more inside the ring and not outside the ring, I don't fall into these pitfalls. I don't fall into these whack ass things that they do where they paint narratives. Like, those are the only 3 people he said he lost it on. Why are the people who description this video on, who be representing Boots, why is Boots not up there? Because that's what they do. And then when you bring it up, it's like, you don't got a problem with Boots. It's like, I have a problem with how y'all be representing and how y'all be misleading and how y'all just do business. It's just whack. It's not truthful. That's not what that man said. And why would you, it's like you bring attention to it by omitting Boots, by omitting Thurman. You know why? Because he did a comprehensive call out of the who's who at 154. But you want to leave your guy out. That's like me saying, oh, well, Mr. Gary Russell, man, yeah, he said he'll fuck up Kid Austin. He'll fuck up Shakur. And then I'll just be like, no, he ain't never say he want that thump. He had that bump. Like, he want to get it in with Tank. Why would I just do that? For what? It's what that man said. But this is what we go through, man, out here on YouTube. It's just like, everybody got an agenda, man. We don't do that shit. Support the channel, man, because we real. That's how my mind thinks. I'm like, when I heard what he said and I saw this, I'm like, that's exactly what he said. And then when I saw this, I'm like, this is just the bullshit that people do. online because they got a channel, they got a voice, they got access or whatever, but you don't keep it a buck. And I'll be showing y'all all the time. Ex-Hall of Famers, people that's getting checked, these industry plants, they don't ever keep it a buck. They always got some kind of agenda. I'm like, just tell the truth. If you just reporting or relaying information, relay it all. I know if you go to the ATM and you punch in something and you want, you know what I'm saying, $100, that's either 250s, that's 1010s, that's 520s. If that shit don't relay, you're gonna have a problem. If everything that you punched in that you supposed to get back don't relay over to what's coming in your hands, you're gonna have a problem. Why do we do that? Why do we do this? And then we be running around acting like we better than somebody, or we holier than thou, or y'all got a right to shit on somebody because they got a small channel. Like, no, we got a small channel because we not selling out to nobody. We taking the stairs. And what's ours is going to be ours. Where we supposed to be is going to be where we supposed to be. But we not trying to be Drake. We not trying to be popular. We not trying to be liked. We just want people to come here to be able to speak their mind on boxing and speak the truth. That's it. And I think we made a comfortable environment doing it. And number for number, like the ratios, like how many subscribers versus how many views and all that, we killing the game. There's no shame in that. So you can scoff at little channels, pequeño channels and all that, but at least we got integrity. That's the housekeeping. What you got on that, AC?
Well, I guess I'll start. Put them up again. I'll start from the end, real fast. And where I'm at with fanboys versus fans, for me it's simple. Within a couple of minutes, you'll know whether a person is a fanboy or a fan. Me, the barometer I tend to use is if I'm a huge fan of a person, but I know that this fan did this one thing wrong, and you tell me you're a fan of this person, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to see what your stance is on that wrong thing. Just like the guy came up and he was like, no, he's a big Bud Crawford fan. And I just wanted to see what he had to say about how Bud chose to retire from boxing. And I was like, you did all of that great work, and then you do this at the end of your career. Like, that's not how you do that. You don't end it off by, telling everybody, yeah, I just hit the lottery, so all y'all could kiss my ass. So that right there, I don't agree with. And those are just simple ways that I try to weed out for me, where a fan is versus a fanboy, and find out where you are. If you're a fanboy, okay, I know how to talk to you. If you're a fan, I know how to talk to you. And you and I can actually have a conversation. But a fanboy, it's like difficult to have a conversation with them because they can see no wrong. Well, that's like, I don't know, maybe because, and that the osmosis of the planetary alignment and the light from the sun it travels at a definitive infinite speed. So 8 minutes 20 seconds for a photon to get to Earth from. Yeah, but I'm just saying, man, there are so many different ways to break that down, and I just never seen where he did. Then it's just like, wow, you went through all of that just to wipe that grown ass man's ass. Like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how any man could do that with anyone. Like, that's a grown-ass dude. That's grown man shit. Like, I don't want to smell that. I don't want to wipe it. It's just, no. It's a non-starter for me. And, in Talma, the Jermaine Franklin fight, it was pretty predetermined that there was no way that fight was really gonna go 7 rounds. And if it went 7 rounds, that might have been a positive for Jermaine Franklin to say, well, maybe there's still more light in his career. He gave Talma some business, or even if the fight went 12 rounds, but at the end of the day, Intama did exactly what you're supposed to do with the level like Jermaine Franklin. He went low, then went upstairs, then went back down low to get those arms to drop. Basic game plan, and he finished him. The funny thing about how he finished him was that punch. And you would have to be a parent to kind of know what I'm talking about, or watch YouTube videos or TikTok videos or whatever videos, and just watch little kids get excited when they get a lollipop, ice cream, a piece of cake, or they're going to McDonald's. They're not quite there yet. They do this like little shimmering, rocking back and forth dance. Like Jermaine Franklin actually did that. When he did it, I thought of all my kids when all my kids were around 3-4 years old, and I told them we was gonna go get some ice cream or we was gonna go to McDonald's or some shit like that. And I was like, damn, he knocked you back into your childhood, your pre-adolescence era. Like, god damn, bro. Like
that nigga looked stupefied, didn't he?
Word, it was the face he made, and then he did that little rocket thing, and then he was just like, oh, you just stuck like that? Let me put you down, bro, because this is kind of embarrassing. Bach! And just catch him with one more, and Jermaine just completely flopped. So you can tell he was knocked out standing up. Like, you don't really see shit like that. And people was like, oh, the way Virgil knocked out Lubin. Oh my God, Lubin was kind of knocked out standing up. Yeah, that looked brutal, but that shit right there was scary brutal. Like when I text Body, I was like, okay, that was one of the most brutal, but at the same time, beautiful knockouts I've seen. And you say to yourself, how can short-circuiting a man's nervous system with a concussive blow, where is the beauty in that? Well, the beauty was in the deliverance. The beauty was the setup. The beauty was the punch sequence and the traps that were laid. That I can't get you to bring those hands down like that. You're a bit too crafty for that. So I got to set something else up that you're not expecting from me. So I'm going to just keep going down low. And at this one point, I keep noticing your guard is a little bit too open. So he shot that shot straight up the middle and knocked that boy thinking he was a 3-year-old who just got his lollipop and was like, yeah, the Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop. How many licks do it take? Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So I was just like, wow, that is crazy. Beautiful work though. So the thing that I loved about that whole situation, at least on the UK side of it, is Wardley is keenly aware of how Moses Intama is moving. He's keenly aware of that. He's keenly aware to say, okay, where he's at, where I'm at, how they're moving them, what's things going on. He knows his role. He knows the game plan. So when we talked about earlier in other shows where, you know, things are sort of set in stone, these game plans are set. You know, everybody has their plans. They have the names of who they're going to fight. You know, that's just the business of boxing. You have to do projections at some point. So with that being said, I understood that the way Wardley was talking. Gary Russell Schofield, I kind of enjoy the fight. I think it's something that Schofield may need. Like, he's the type of fighter that even with one loss, you're not really gonna look at him like, you know, he's fucking trash or he's fucked up, because the people who are boxing fans, not fanboys, we understand, well, you lost to Gary Russell. There's no shame in that right there, bruh. You lost to that man. There's no shame in that. Hold your head up high, take it as a lesson learned, and keep it moving. Canelo lost to Floyd. You know what I'm saying? other fighters have lost to Shakur, Bud, Devin. You know what I'm saying? Ryan, you know, is up there now. So at the end of the day, there's really nothing to lose, but a whole lot to gain if you take this fight. And that's why I think his pops really understood the fact, and that's probably why he kind of threw that in there, win, lose, or draw, because he knows if my son gets in there with Gary Russell, just to have Gary Russell Jr. name on his resume in a win or losing effort, it's a plus for Kid. As he would say, it's a win-win for Kid. We can now market the shit out of that. As long as he don't go get stopped and can do the 12 rounds, yeah. Like he would say, my son gonna be all right. So at the end of the day, that's where I landed right there. I hope the fight get across. It'll be an interesting fight for me to watch. And I think it's one of those fights for that, you know, being that the young guard is, you know, slowly moving out, get that experience right there. You know, Kid Austin, Schofield, get that experience right now. And I think it'll carry a long way with you. And that's where I land that.
Word, yeah. I couldn't disagree with anything, man. I think that Schofield could use it. You know, Tama, we Franklin wasn't a world beater. We saw that going in. And we kicked fanboys around like cans anyway, you know what I'm saying? We dent them motherfuckers like all day, every day. So that is what it is, man. D Calico, man, you in the building, man. I ain't seen you in a couple lives, man. What's been going on, bro?
What's going on with y'all? Peace to the gods.
Peace, bro.
Man, y'all know it's been going down from the UK, you know, to this part of the world. So, you know, of course, my boy Keith Thurman, he got obliterated, you know, and of course I got to eat crow on that, and everybody, like, nobody was expecting him to win. I haven't been on a panel yet when I've said that anybody, no, we know goddamn well. Now me personally, I was going for him. I wanted him to win. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like Fundora at all. Especially now, big motherfucking weight belly motherfucker. You know, but hey, yeah, I'm not rocking with Fundora. I don't give a damn what he do. Cause he ain't never fought no young fighter. You know, he's yet to prove himself, but you know, with a performance like that and a couple others, people terrified of him, you know? And you know, that fight is what it was. Keith Thurman had the worst game plan. I'm so disappointed in a veteran. You feel me? How can you be a veteran of the sport and then not have the right game plan? It don't matter if you couldn't pull off the game plan. You didn't even have the right game plan. You know? You literally circled. Instead of circling to your left,
damn, Calico.
You feel me? You feel me?
Damn, Calico. How
Bro,
you know that's why you belong on it? That's the big mistake. You stole my thunder, bro.
You feel me? Hey, bro, it's no different than Crawford versus Spence. Crawford had the intel.
Damn.
He knew this guy couldn't see well. Crawford literally circled that one direction the whole fight, like a shark. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman should have circled to the left, that weak ass right arm of Fundora. Yes. That noodle ass 16-year-old, 13-year-old arm, right?
Yes.
That I don't give a damn how good that jab was working. You're gonna have to throw that jab 1,000 times before I circle directly into your power. Am I stupid?
Hold on, D Calico. Hold on. Go to the lever on my like button. I didn't talk to D Calico. I don't even got a D Calico number. Sometimes I wish I did, but I don't have his number. But like, we didn't talk, and I didn't hear nobody say that. when he came on here, he ate crow. That's why I got this right here. That's why I got that, because I had to eat some too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all in fun, but I gave the analysis on what was going on. But listen, I didn't talk to D Calico. This is what I was talking about when I said the big mistake. Like, that was the big mistake. It was a glaring. I said, man, what the fuck? When I saw that, I said, oh no, you ain't got no chance, bro. And D Calico came right on here like a G. He came on, he ate crow because he was pulling for Thurman, right? And then he said the fatal mistake before I even got a chance to spill the beans. And I heard all these analysts, all these bigger channels. I ain't heard nobody else say that.
Yep. It was disgusting.
It's amateurish. It was amateurish.
Yeah. And he got hit with the very first punch of the fight.
And that's what I think fucked him up.
Yep,
like,
that's what changed the tone, AC. That's what changed the tone.
Yep.
Could you imagine a professional boxer punching you in the first round?
Bro.
Let alone the first punch.
He did not expect for him to have that range and reach. He was like, wait a minute. It was like he fought that Indian dude in Street Fighter, and when dudes cheese them, they be on one side of the screen, and as soon as you move that long ass arm or kick
long arm,
he's like, wait a minute, this motherfucker didn't leave the corner, and how the fuck he damn near knocked me down. So it was that type of thing that was me. Like, once I saw that, I was like, ooh.
Hey, I got two names for him. Like, cause he looked like Inspector Gadget, right? but more than that, I call him Where's Waldo. You feel me? Cause that motherfucker look like Where's Waldo, bro. You know, bro, it's literally Revenge of the Nerds.
Let me say this, cause this is how I was going to introduce it, and you stole my thunder. And I don't mind, man. That just means that, man, you know your shit, man. That's why you got to be coming on here and dropping the jewels, man. Just like AC, like y'all need to be heard out here. This is what I was asking. This is what I was looking at, and this is what I told my lady when we was watching it. I said, listen, I'm a southpaw. Everybody know that the straight right hand is the kryptonite for the southpaw. So tell me this: how hard would it be if your lead leg is your right leg and you're stepping off to the right with that, trying to land the kryptonite for a southpaw? It's fundamentally flawed. So for somebody like Keith, I said that it was going to be in his ingenuity, his offensive creativity, his boxing IQ. This man circled to the right. I'm like, if you try to step off to your right and throw a right punch, y'all do that in the air right now. Like, you sit in your chair or wherever you at, try to move your leg over to the right and exhibit force with your right hand to land and hit your target. It's fundamentally flawed. So, but what happens is, it's the thing that I always talk about. It's the same thing in reverse with Lamont and Tank. Like, once, like, what he was supposed to do was use his lateral movement, his duck, his slip, and all that, and he was supposed to make Fundora throw the jab. And what he needed to do was get on the right side of Fundora's jab. Now that's Fundora's right, but his left. Once he's in that motion, because that arm is extended, he's so long, you can land the right hand. Because you're on the other side, it's a weak side. It's like if in that sense, when Fundora throw that straight right, it's out extended. If Keith is already looking at him, if Keith is already to the left of that, Fundora has to retract that and try to move his legs to turn to meet Keith. Keith is already in a position to attack when Fundora is vulnerable. And I looked at that, and he started doing a little bit. I said, okay, well, I guess he's starting to go, you know what I'm saying, the other way. He's starting to go counterclockwise. I'm like, you were supposed to go counterclockwise, because in any other fight, I know they call it out when you fight Tank. It's like, why is he circling to the power? Oh, no, you want to stay away? Like, everywhere. Pro box, I've heard them all say, why are you circling to the power? And for a guy that's that long, it's double impact. So it was just a fundamental flaw from the beginning. I said Father Time might, do whatever. And I mean, Keith probably wanted the bags. I don't blame him. What do y'all think about him and how he said the ref stopped it too early and all that?
Nah, the ref saved your life, bro.
Saved his life.
I've never seen you busted up like that, bleeding like that. When Pacquiao beat you, it didn't look that bad. You know what I'm saying? You might have been ready to still go, but the appearance of it and the mere fact that Fundora was starting to tee off on you, and for me, it was more so, I thought, and I still believe that Thurman has better feet, but for me, it's just like, looking at people like Pitbull Cruz, and a person like Pitbull Cruz, or Gary when he fought when he fought Hirioka. Gary was on the outside, but he figured out that once you throw that jab, I can get up under that jab, and as you pulling back, if I'm moving with you as you're pulling back, that fucks your whole mindset up and your vision up. And I don't know if you have the fortitude to throw that other punch in that in that ability. And for me, you seen that Fundora is like literally legally blind when he's in there. He probes that jab to find you. He probes it. And if he can hit it and sense where you're gonna be, you're gonna be food for him. Because when he got in front of at the end of the fight, when he got in front of the what's the name in the ring with him, he was talking, but he was kind of looking down in an off direction.
But he said, "Oh, I can see you now."
When his sister brought him the glasses, he put them on and he said, "Yeah, okay, now I can see."
Yeah, I can see you now. Yep.
I was like, "Key, fucking what's the name told you this motherfucker couldn't see you." So use your better feet. I thought he was going to go in there and use better feet to get up under Fundora and leave Fundora's head alone. I am not headhunting. If I'm fighting Fundora, I am not headhunting this guy whatsoever. Like, none of my punches go to his head until I definitively see and my corner's telling me them hands is down. Now attack the head. Other than that, I'm going after your weak ass looking solar plex and everything from the solar plex down, except the low blow. And that's where all my work is gonna be.
Hey, I came up with a good game plan because basically, I know me personally, I would have fought very dirty. You
went to the jewels. You went right to the jewels early.
That's one of the things he's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the many. But the nicest thing I would do is pull a page out of like Bernard Hopkins' book. I would have grabbed his good arm, and we would have had to go to war with his weak arm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I would have hooked him away from the referee where the referee can't see I'm holding that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And we would have had to wheel out with goddamn my left with your weak ass right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been all kind of stuff like that, bro. Like, I would have tackled him out the ring. I want to see how he feel when he get back up. You feel me? Like I was telling my boy last night, like, you know how black people is. You know how, like let's say when we would be, playing or, squaring off, we might even have a foot war where a nigga would try to cook your foot. Huh? I know that's not allowed in boxing, but Fundora, you got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I would have, I would have put out all the stunts.
Look, I always say that the difference between us and across the pond is we could be skill-wise better, but the way they fight, them in the little dirty tactics, just making the ref do their job. Like, you gotta take me all the way to, like, if I'm in something like that where I got those kind of disadvantages, Ref, you gotta do your job. Like, yeah, you got to warn me 3 times. You might have to take a point. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Yep.
we fighting in this motherfucker. You got to deal with it. Okay, if I get, I get a couple points. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I mean, it's part of the game. Like, it's just like clinching. Like, even though people don't like that kind of stuff, but like, man, when you in a war, you got, like, for me, it ain't no fair fight in real life. But in boxing, you got to use everything, man. So I thought that was a little amateurish. I didn't like it because I could screenshot and send you the text with that I sent over to AC before that final round. I said, man, they might have to save Keith from himself because I had already thought of shit. It was already enough done, and I seen Keith, and I'm like, man, yeah, dog, you got a future in commentary, dog. Like, you can make millions of dollars just calling fights or coaching or whatever, but more so calling fights, because Keith Thurman got a personality, he got charisma, he know boxing. It's just like, why you want to do this? Like, unless it's with the guys in your range, like if Sean Porter came back or Danny wants some smoke or Earl ain't looking right and y'all finally get it in. If it's in that arena, but like, I don't want to see Keith go out like Roy was doing. Like, I don't want to see that shit. And the ref, Thomas, when I seen him earlier, he was sitting in the front row. I told my lady, I said, okay, so either I told her Harvey Dark gonna coach one of the later ones. I said, and Thomas, and I like Thomas. Like, so that smut that he tried to put on Thomas, nah, man, he saved you, dog.
Yeah,
he saved you, dog.
Yeah, he did him. I'm gonna be quick with this. He did him actual justice. For me, it was like at the end of the second round, Keith Thurman was walking back to his corner. He took this deep breath and his arms just like, he just looked defeated at the end of the second round. And I was like, damn, I hope he just did that to try to play the mind tricks or whatever, but I didn't like that. And then he did it again in the third round. And I was like, yeah, this, like, he can't figure this puzzle out. And his corner told him, listen, I need you to start circling the opposite way and close the distance. I thought that was the perfect advice. Stop circling to the right, and when you circle, close the distance when you're moving in the opposite direction. So I was just like, okay. And then what does he do after they tell him that going into the fourth? He goes right back to circling to the right. And I was like, all right, I don't know. This is not looking good. This is definitely not looking good. And the results was right there. And yeah, Body texted me. It might have been the round before or a round and a half before. I was saying, listen, they may have to save Keith from himself. And I was about to, text him back like, actual facts, but I just was kind of thinking maybe, perhaps.
Yeah,
he's thinking something, but it just wasn't showing.
Yeah, but look, this would happen. He actually did do something, right? So in his mind, you gotta think, he's a little aged now. So when it started clicking for him, and it started being fight or flight, well, I gotta fight now. Like when it started, it was already too late. But listen, it's the other thing I noticed, and y'all keep me honest on this. When Keith, I seen him throw, like, I seen him put some mustard on a couple of them, but it was almost like I got flashes of when Earl got hit by Bud and he started throwing, and it was like he was throwing, but he wasn't throwing. He was throwing to put something out there, but he wasn't throwing to like really connect. Like I started getting that. I said, man, now you being disarmed, you being broken down, because now you already, like, when you extending the punch, you're not putting nothing on it because you worried about what's coming back, and if you miss, that's your ass. I started seeing that. I was like, man, he ain't even putting nothing on it. I like, they gotta stop this. That's why I said they gotta stop this, because Keith, he was disarmed. Like you could see that where it's like, well, your only shot is your offense. That's the same thing I said with Jamel going up against Canelo. Your only shot is your offense. It's not gonna be your defense, bro.
Yeah.
It's going to be the fact that you can land your shit and your timing, your accuracy, your speed. It's going to be like that, but it's not going to be you evading and eluding. You're not going to win like that. And when you start throwing to where you already worried about what's coming back, it's over.
See, my biggest issue was I thought it was going to be a lot more body attacks from him, because I don't know how you cut down a tree without starting at the base.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the game plan I thought he's going in with. I'm going to start a couple of rounds early, make you get comfortable with thinking I'm going upstairs, and then I'm just going to switch things up on some like Andy Hiroka shit and just snap and just start wailing at the body. Standing mad close and wailing at the body. Fundora's arms would have been useless at that point, because even when you see him throw combinations, they look like they're more chopping, they're slappy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're getting the full turn to get the damage done. Because his work, when he's letting his hands go, he wants to be in close, not be at mid-range, to whereas it's still that fundamental issue with you, bruh. You don't know how to fight to your advantages, to your body type. For me, you were way too close. And when you did catch him and catch him good, that's because Keith backed out enough that you were still in the process of throwing the punch. And as he backed out, your punch just met him. If he would have stayed in close, he could have dipped up under that punch and probably caught you with an uppercut or some shit. But again, I don't, it's one of those things that we keep seeing in fighters. You sell us the world, but then come fight night, now you're trying to give me a wooden nickel, or you're trying to give me an old food stamp actual bill out of the little booklet. I'm be like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? It's worthless. And I'm just like, man, bruh, you kept on telling us you're gonna chop down this tree. I'm gonna chop down this tree. Timber. I thought it was the hottest shit in the way out when you brought out all of those little kids or that whole classroom with the hatchet and everything, and then you had the cool ass song, and I was just like, oh, he mean what he's saying. All right, Keith, now you gotta go out there and you gotta put that belt to ass right now, bruh. And you get popped with one good shot in the beginning, and you're like, I'm done. Can't get around this. I'm done.
Hey, I got two things, right? Like, I know AC gonna feel me on this one, right? But me personally, I would have brought got some judo. You know what I'm saying? For real though. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no, like, you know how sometimes you end up behind the fighter and the ref make you all split up? Man, he would have got hip toss, suplex. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I would have been willing to take whatever little pen. Man, they would want to save him. Ain't no saving me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta save him. Goddamn, hey, if it's me and the bear in the forest, save the bear. You feel me? Like my boy Mystical crazy ass said back in the day. But now, man, what happened to unless I had wanted to add.
I was just gonna say Keith is enough of a veteran to look at a fighter like Fundora and say, all right, I'm not gonna go for the Dragon Balls, but guess what? Them hips, them shits belong to me. I'm gonna boom, beep. Every other punch I'm gonna bust you in one of them hips.
Yeah, but this, yeah, I'm glad you said that. But this is what I wanted to say. It was 2 times he came out with that Muay Thai. He came out with that Muay Thai 2 times. I said, that's the plan. That straight left from the overdog stance. You did him with a southpaw. He was able to avoid the jab and hit him straight to the trunk. I was like, man, you got to do that. And then you got to hook off that shit, like straight to the body. Like, do that and then hook off to the body. He did it 2 times where he stopped him. He stopped him in his tracks, but it was just like you were so worried. It's like he said, man, he's a human obstacle course. And I actually like Fundora. I call him the real estate. I say he take up real estate. I call him the landlord. He take up real estate, and if you don't come do with your rent, he gonna evict your ass. And that's what he did, man. He took up all that real estate. I think we gotta admit though, we do kind of admit that Fundora is becoming way more disciplined. He's looking at his sister and how his sister fight behind that jab. He was very disciplined, you know, and I think that his power is a little bit more than what everybody give him credit, because if he catch you at the end of his punches, it's just like a torque wrench. Like when you got a torque wrench and you put that on something, and then you got to grab that bar to put it on there. Yeah, you're dealing with that bar. And I think his hand speed is a little faster than what, and he's a little more accurate than what people think, but he can't see. If you, if he can, yeah, go ahead. He can't see, but go ahead.
But I was just going to put in real quick. That's the thing that fucking frustrates me with fighters that face Fundora. Because for me, looking at him, it's like, you ain't got fast hands. You got good speed on your hands. They're not fast. You know what I'm saying? And for me, when you're that long, it's like light traveling. It takes distance. It takes time for that thing to get there. And I think my head movement and my body movement and my feet are faster than that. And I think some fighters may not understand those simple physics of speed versus time. Something can be fast, but it still takes time for it to get to its point of destination. Are you faster than that? Can you boom, boom? That's why you see the guys with the little flimsy thing and stuff like that. You trying to fight that because there's no resistance. So that's twitch movements, and that's working on what I'm looking at. It may look flimsy, but it still has speed. And that's where I'm just like, I don't know what your camp look like. I think y'all prepared for something that you didn't really understand in facing Fundora. And it showed from the first round on. I gave him no rounds and you got stopped.
Yeah, no rounds, bro. But what you had, D. Calico?
Hey, I'm putting Fundora on trial, man. You know, it's something strange about this game of boxing nowadays, right? Where the only people that have certain rumors on them, or scrutiny, have been a guy like Tyson Fury, Hamza Shiraz, and I'm gonna throw Fundora in the blender. You feel me? I don't know why boxing would do such things. They doing it with the biggest men they could fucking find. Is that what's going on? You know what I mean? Like they're turning them into Iron Man. You feel me? Because if you really like that, you been like that. All of a sudden, you motherfucking man. How the hell he turned into a wrecking ball, man? I'm just saying.
Only this what I can say.
He's fighting like he got one arm.
But no, this what I'm gonna say though, because I can't do that, because I gotta say, okay, if they ever catch him, okay, if they do the margarita, okay, but like
I'm just saying,
you gotta be there for the hand wraps, like you gotta. It's like I can't go with that necessarily, only because this is what I think, this is what I believe in my heart of hearts, and I talked about this. This is why I'm eating crow, because I pulled for Thurman, like on some old. Man, I give Keith Thurman. I didn't always rock with Keith. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I'm an Earl dude. I didn't rock with Keith like that. But I done matured and I look at boxing different. And since I'm doing content, I gotta be, you know what I'm saying, honest. Like I pulled for Thurman, but I was like, listen, this is what happens. And I said I had PTSD because, like AC just said, these guys will say it's the best camp of my life. My poop was clear. My pee was clear. You know, I'm running mountains. I spent 300 rounds with 19 sparring partners. They tell you all that shit and they getting in. But this is what I saw. When Keith weighed in, he made the weight, but he was well under. But then when I saw him, like, I was like, he kind of, like, he was lean for like a boxer. Like, you ain't gonna laugh from like, ha, but he was pudgy. He was like, he wasn't ripped the way you normally see Keith. Like, Keith normally ripped, like he chiseled. You know, he wasn't like that. And I think when that fight got pushed, he was like, oh man, you know, he was like, I can't go through this again, because he said he started eating again and you know, all of that. So I was like, man, there you go. Salute Crush the Legend, man. But hold on real quick, Crush. But I was like, I think that has something to do with it. I don't make no excuses, but like, I think, man, we was at that point where, like I said, I had PTSD because these guys will sell you and they need the check, and he deserved it for his name. But I'm like, we could tell from how you came in there, like it looked like you was collecting a check. But salute to Crush the Legend, man. It's an honor for you to be back up in this joint, bro. What's going on, man? Salute.
Hey, man, salute AC, salute D, salute to my man Body and everybody in the chat.
Yo.
My man Blaze out there. Hey, man, I said, you know what? I ain't been up on my bro panel in a minute. Let me go over here and share some love with my bro, man. So I came up here to kick it with y'all guys, you know, making my rounds, only going certain panels, you know.
Appreciate it.
I'm to be here with you guys where it's safe at. You know what I mean? No moist needles, no pickle pullers, none of that nonsense that they got going on. Yeah, I'm trying to get these shirts out too soon, but see y'all cooking on the situation, man. Let me just add on real quick if y'all mind. Listen, I told jokers what was going to happen. Everybody was listening to that damn song, Optimistic. You know that song that was a hit a while ago? Everybody was optimistic when it came to Keefy Pooh. Once upon a time in America, DeBarge Thurman, thinking he was going to go in there and beat up on his little slender ass, tall glasses. I don't know what the fuck he is. All right? But Fundora is a very tall task, and he's very hard to beat. Somebody can beat him, but it's going to take a special someone, and Keefy Pooh wasn't the one. I don't know what people was looking for, but what they was expecting Keith Thurman to do last night was keep once upon a time early in his 147 career. People was expecting to have punching power. His punching power been gone. Y'all talking about Jarvis? That dude moved up from goddamn anyway weight all the way up to 154. Y'all basing what Keith was going to do to Fundora off of that. Y'all know boxing better than that. Y'all shouldn't even went there with that nonsense, because Keith didn't do nothing to no natural 154. And you see what happened when he got in there with a natural 154. That boy was getting knocked around all over the place. If he would have went to that bear keg, y'all seen that little Elvis pudge he had? Yeah, I seen that little Elvis pouch. He would have hit him straight in the belly button a couple times. That fight would have been over in 4 rounds. You see what I'm saying? But shout out to Fundora, who said, man, I'm not playing with Keith Thurman. I ain't playing with nobody. Yeah, keep talking this hype cute shit, but this gonna be easy work. It was easy work. Keep gonna have to get inside it. Eat his body up. That boy ain't that damn thing, y'all. He can take a punch. Why y'all acting like Fundora can't take a punch? Okay, he been stopped, but y'all acting like Keith is running around knocking shit loose. Keith been knocked nothing loose since he knocked some JJ loose that probably was vagina twat. So y'all can kill me with that nonsense. But I think it's over for Keith Thurman. He gets no more opportunities. He's an opportunist. That's what he's been for the longest, people. He can take the gag bag off. He's just out here to get a check. He's not out here to show that he's really the best of the best. That train been left his ass. And we've been determined who was the best of the best at 147. And it wasn't him any longer. When he was the guy and when he had all the momentum, he wanted to start getting injuries. He left that chocolate sister alone. Let me pull the layers back. He was messing with that chocolate sister with the kinky fro. Then when he went over there and started messing with that Hindu fake ass red dot, that's when everything changed. Oh, I got an injury. Well, how long you gonna be injured? Yeah, injury lasts you 3 years, motherfucker. No, he's right now playing with the fruit and playing with that Hindu chwat. I know what time it is with Keith Thurman and fell in love with all that. Then they had to throw him back out there because, you know, those type of people like money. Not me. You ain't going to be eating off of us. Cut that damn ponytail, put that flute down that acoustic guitar and go get that money. So no more checks for Keith Thurman. There's nothing he can do. What, be a sacrificial lamb at 154? Like, everybody would stomp all on his ass. And this was his real true tabs to see. Let's see if we really gonna let Keefy Poo ride off into the sunset a little more. No, it's over. Get him up out of here. Not gonna miss him. Be a commentator, Keith Thurman. Great. He knows boxing, and we ain't got to worry about him capping and selling himself because he can sell a story. But once you open it, read the chapter, it ain't, it ain't the same thing. So, and bad sportsmanship by Keith Thurman too. That boy fucked his face off. And he come with these whack-ass excuses. Well, it was really my guard because he wasn't really hitting me flush. He hit my guard, and then my guard hit me. Man, get the fuck out of here. Okay, you done poke yourself in the eye 1,000 times. Okay, Keith Thurman. Well, bad job. If your guard kept on hitting you, you need to just ram your head against the wall. Poor sportsmanship, and I hate when these guys get like that. You get your ass whipped. Have that same energy when you whip somebody's ass. That's all I'm saying. There's only a handful of fighters that's made like that today in the softest era. But good job by Fundora. Let's have him face the winner out of Boots and Xander Zayas, man, and get this 154 rolling the way we want to see it roll because it's so a hot division.
So you think the Boots and Xander fight really gonna happen?
Yeah, it seemed like it's so far AC that it's looking like that. So I have more faith in that it's going to happen than it's not. And I mean, at this point, let's just be honest, everybody. They didn't do this shit out of here. They ain't got no other choice but to make it happen now. They supposed to show the little video real quick. And Xander was supposed to have been signing his contract. But whatever the case may be, it looked like this fight is going to happen, which is something that we need because we need to get some more action at 154. So
let me ask you this question then. This follow-up question to the same thing. We know that Xander and Fundora were supposed to meet, and there's some history behind that.
Yeah.
Right now, what is the better fight for Xander? And I'm asking you your opinion and everybody else on the panel's opinion after this.
Okay, real quick, I answer. Because it's some history, and we know we like to see fights with some built up shit. So with that being said, I would like to see Xander and Fundora go at it because I really want Boots to get Virgil the hell out of here. So
okay, all right.
We can do that. So since you said that, let's get that shit out the way. I would like to see that because that makes for a fiery fight, and I think that'd be a bar burner match anyway. So
what about you, Calico?
Go Calico.
Yo. Hey, put it like this. Like the way I was thinking about it, I even said it last night. Like, how at 147, everybody wants to fight Haney, right? For some reason, just everybody. Man, we need to run the gauntlet on Fundora. They don't need to fight each other. Everybody needs to line up and fight Fundora. Nothing else. Get that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about everybody. Make his ass fight 3 times this year. Catch him slipping. Somebody beat this bitch. Don't give him no year. Don't give him no year to recuperate.
I think he kind of got the juice now, but I wanna dial it back.
Can he handle the gauntlet though?
Look, I wanna dial it back 1 second though, because I gotta put a stake in the ground right here for Crush. Because me and AC, we talk about this shit all the time. And I said it. I got a text message where I texted him when he was watching the fight. I do not like that shit where you give us all of that yippity yap and then you don't stand around and do the post-fight interview and you got your ass out the ring and you left. I don't like that. Earl, man, my guy, he got his ass whooped. He stood there. He gave credit where it was due. He face looking however it was looking. He looked right into the camera. He said, "Yeah, I want my rematch. I want this." And and he was the consummate professional, dog. That's why I don't understand why people shit on people like Earl. Like that's why Earl got a fan base. That's why people fuck with Earl. I do not like that shit. Where you talk all that shit, you do all these press conferences, you go on all these interviews, all these gimmicks, you get your ass whooped and then you go back to the locker room. I don't rock with that. So I'm glad he said that because that was on my list of things to say. That's a pet peeve of mine. I'm disappointed in that, Keith. That and circling to the power against a southpaw. I'm disappointed in that. You know, but he wanted to go out on the shield, and I think that if I was Xander got some nuts. Maybe he sees something like Mikey. You know, I don't know. You know, but good point on that, Crush. And right now, I think Fundora is the unspoken leader. Let's transition into what Jermell Charlo said, because I think people, I know he got to get back and get active, but I think people are forgetting that he was the former undisputed champ. He got to get back active, but like somebody got to give him a shot.
Yeah. Hey, when you get a chance, bro, whenever you get time, if one day out of the week, go back and check out my coffee and donuts from this morning, bro. I'm telling you, when you watch it, you're gonna be like, this Crush is fucking crazy. You know, Mel, y'all know Mel was full of liquor. He had that dark shit up in him. He's slurring all those names. What do you call Sanders? Zions? Yo, yeah. I did a whole enactment of playing drunk ass Jermell Charlo, y'all.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Go check it out, bro. And for real, he's really the guy, because he's the last guy that actually went through the whole 154 from top to bottom and came out on motherfucking top and facing adversity. This is what we've been waiting for 154 to do, as up to this very moment that we all on this panel and the people in the chat. So of course we want to see something. So yeah, that's right. Mel officially is the guy. Now Fundora is the guy right now, but overall Mel is the dude. Somebody got to give him a shot. Shut him up, or he gonna pick up where he left off. So let's get it cracking. I don't give a damn who it is. Somebody give him a shot, because I'm tired of these damn Charlos with this, you know, with the Tourette breaks out and shit. You know how they get. They're lions then and all this. Yeah, Lil Fish. He even talked about his brother, Lil Lion, Lil Fish. The boy was going crazy, man.
Yep.
He's going crazy, and then he running his mouth. And I like them both. I like the Charlo brothers, but they both need to get back to business. And I really would like to see what Mel would do with the guys that's there now. Can it be deja vu? He, you know, these guys fight him, don't be scared and all that, because I think he probably scared a couple of them motherfuckers last night. You hear me? Because I know when I see a motherfucker resin off of some damn alcohol, I get in paranoid stage, not as a bitch, but be ready to fuck you up just in case you come ramming over this way, bro. You know, drunk motherfuckers got that extra strength, but I like to see Mel back in there. But yeah, let's get 154 cracking, and let's clear it out, because I think this time around, and there's nothing wrong with the last run, but this time around with some newer faces in there and guys looking like they dangerous and things like that. And most of us feel as though it's the most competitive weight class right now. Most of us, not all of us. And let's just get it cracking. I mean, we got Mel, Xander is there, Boots is there. You know, those other guys, they already been there. Whoever like to come the fuck up for 147, bring y'all asses the fuck up there. Some of them need to be up there anyway, and I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna pass.
Word. Hey, and put your link in the chat, man. Put your link in the chat. If y'all don't know Crush, you know, I'm gonna put a private message in here for you, Crush. You know, I'm gonna put a private message, but put your link in the chat so people can subscribe. D Calico, put your link in the chat so people can subscribe. And yeah, I mean, you know, it sounded like he was slurring a little bit. I mean, I'm just like, if he was, he was. But even though he was slurring, I couldn't find fault in anything he said. Like, he wanted all the smoke. He said, man, ever since I came back down, you know, after that Canelo stuff, I've been asking, I've been, you know, reaching out and trying to make it happen, and people trying to act like it. But if it was anybody else, if it was, just think about all of the former faded champions. And to be honest, I said this the other day, if I were to look at Keith, Earl, and Jermell, right, before last night, I was like, who got more meat on their bone on their career? I always thought it was Jamel because he jumped up to 68. He said he was out of his league. He's like, man, that's not my weight class, blah, blah, blah. He didn't fight the way I know. He in my top 3 as far as my favorite fighters. So I know my fighters. He didn't fight the way he normally fight, and we knew that his offense was his biggest weapon. He didn't do it. His output wasn't the same. His bodywork wasn't the same. He didn't use none of his advantages. This overhand right wasn't there. The bodywork, none of that. I know that. But he didn't really take no real damage. He didn't go through what Earl did with Bud. And prior to that, once he got undisputed, ain't nobody. I mean, he went through war. He went through a war. He went through 2 wars with Castaño, 2 wars with Tony Harrison. But on the second fight, he stopped them both. So I couldn't find no fault. I think that it's easy for people to do that because if this was a Pedraza, if this was a Gamboa, if this was a Linares, if this was any one of them guys that people love, like Adrian Broner at this point, where he's a name, he was a champion and all this, these people would be chomping at the bit because they were all chasing Adrian Broner when they thought he was long on the truth. The Chris Aljuries when he was long on the tooth. The Van Heerdens when he was long on the truth. The Lipinets long in the tooth. It's like, but now, okay, if Jamel long on the tooth, why won't nobody show it? Why won't nobody show it? So, I mean, I don't like the fact that he might have been slurred, but shit. If he feel like he can get in the ring and still do his thing, I'm with it. And I think we can't let people forget that because they want to undermine what he was able to do at 54. He was the first one to galvanize it. So people overlooking him and acting like he don't exist. I don't agree with that. I do think that Fundora, he got the juice right now. If you look at the guys that Xander fought, you look at how Tejas fought, he did good. He came back after that. After the headbutt on the nose thing, but I mean, it looked like Tejas, can't say there's nothing real special about him. I mean, he's tough, he's durable, he got grit, he showed that he can box a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. I think Fundora kind of got the juice right now. I would have liked for Boots to take out that Josh Kelly, since that's Matchroom. He would clear that out, let Xander get it on Fundora, and then we got Undisputed. You know what I'm saying? 3 fights, we got Undisputed. But I often wish that I could say every one, but I'm a dreamer. You know, that's my thoughts, man. What y'all think? And close, I mean, not close out, but speak on Yoeli Hernandez, and is he real or not?
I like Yo-Yo. You can't play with my Yo-Yo real quick. Hey, Calico, I dropped your link too, bro, and I just subbed. So anybody want to sub to my channel, Delico, I dropped it right there, bro.
Definitely.
Hey, Telly's real quick. And I agree with everything that Bodywork has said. I like Telly's. He comes to fight. He ain't gonna lay down. That's one thing I like about him, because watching that fight, it kind of looked like that Mendoza, you know, had the edge for a minute, and then things just changed. It seemed like after that accidental headbutt, and then Tully was able to get the cut over the eye. It's like the momentum changed. And I'm like, this ain't the same Mendoza that knocked out Fundora. What the hell is going on with that? But, you know, it was a good one. Shout out to Tully's, but he's going to have problems later on down the line.
Yeah. What y'all think about Yoeli Hernandez, the one who stopped?
Yeah, that's Yo-Yo. That's Yo-Yo.
Yeah,
he the man. No cap. Like, you know, me personally, I knew that before this fight. But you know, to me, he did just pop up on the scene, but he always impresses. And he's so impressive. He has a reputation, even with the referees. They're gonna save you before he just keep doing it to you, bro, because he ain't got no quit. You know, like, he don't have no chill. This dude don't take a break. He trying to break you down 24/7. He had like he Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Like he's 6'6", towering over his opponent. Because he be trying to beat him down, bro. You know? So that was an early stoppage. But it was warranted. You know?
Well, for me, I'm like this. I felt like I honestly felt like Jesus Ramos was kind of talking some duck language by trying to say he needs work, he needs this, he needs some whatever. It's like, where did you see that? What fight were you watching that I just didn't see? When I look at Hernandez and the high accolades his opponent came in with, the Olympian, and this and that, and never been stopped. For me, I didn't feel it was a early stoppage. I thought I was more. It might have went down a little bit better if the ref just called it once they got to the corner or at the beginning of the next round or whatever. But the ref clearly was telling them, at least on 3 separate occasions after getting wailed on and shit like that, show me something. Show me something. You got to show me something. So when Hernandez was like picking up momentum, and then he caught him with that punch that sent him way back in the ropes, the ref was like, oh, no. This is it. You if you want to fight again and stuff like that, and the ref might have been a fan of that dude and saying, you know what? I don't want to see you get fucked up like that, because this dude is fucking you up. You haven't, I mean, what did you throw in this fight? Maybe 30 punches?
The ref saw a mismatch.
It was a clear mismatch.
And and once again, that defense wasn't gonna be your thing. This guy's an offensive like juggernaut. Like, he can hit you with an uppercut and an overhand right, like in like 2 swift motions, like with no hesitation. And he going back to your body, and he's stepping, walking you down. So he wasn't letting his hands go. So you could say it was early, but like, it was in Goucher's, like it wasn't no real protest. It shouldn't have been, because you want to get another payday. Because right now you like a gatekeeper. You've been a gatekeeper. Like, even though you beat Elijah Garcia, you did get pickpocketed on that one, but they using you like a measuring stick. So if you want to keep getting these checks, that was in your best interest.
Boucher's corner was just like, yeah, okay, we good with the stoppage. You could protest all you want, but we saw what we saw. Everybody else saw what they saw. The ref saw what he saw. I'll give you your respect of being upset, but that was a good stoppage for you. And
What y'all think about the Kevin Newman situation? What y'all think about that decision?
Oh yeah, I liked it.
Newman.
Yeah, Kevin Newman with Roy Jones in the corner. He had Roy Jones in the
Roy Jones fighter.
Yeah.
Devin Haney Promotions.
I'm trying to.
He was
on the other card, right?
No, he was the light-skinned black dude that fought Elijah Garcia, the guy that Goucher beat up his last time out.
Oh yeah, Kevin Newman.
The one that Roy Jones was like, he bitching you out.
Yeah. For me, I was a little bit weirded out, because I was like, how the fuck both of y'all come in at the same exact weight, but there's a difference in body types, if I'm thinking of the same guy. And I was just like, wow, I can't, most of the fight I did not watch, because I was just more like, all right, from the first 4 rounds that I saw more of a pop shot style. I'm a pop shot the shit out of you. I'm gonna do the Gary Russell method to you, and just pop shot you, stay on points, and if you give me something, then I'm gonna crack you. And the middle parts, and then I saw like the last 2.5 rounds. So from my perspective of what I was watching, I was like, okay, you're winning this fight. I could go, make this dinner real quick and come back, and you should easily get the decision. So whatever happened in between, I felt that the fight was his. The part that had me dying was, he was like, we got one more round. We're gonna knock him out. We got a round. You gonna
Yeah.
box him or you gonna knock him out? And I was just
He said, if you don't knock him out, we ain't got nothing else to do.
yeah,
He said, if you don't knock him out, we ain't gonna have nothing else to do. Like, you mean if I don't knock this nigga out, we ain't got no more work. and like salute to 93. Salute to 93 Octane, man. He said Roy Jones, and Roy Jones, my guy, that's my childhood. That man, I grew up on Roy, man. I thought he was the baddest man on the planet, you know, but man, he was way over animated, and I think that's what led to the decision, because like they're gonna go back to that, like the fireman speech with Tim. They're gonna go back to that, and then they're gonna equate to that, and people who wasn't watching the fight gonna be like, "Hey, listen, man, Roy was he put a little cayenne pepper on that one," but because Elijah didn't capitalize on it and do nothing, that was the impetus for them to go ahead and say. Because I don't know, man, that could have been a draw. You know, it could have been a draw. I mean, I think Newman had the more eye-catching shots.
Yeah.
But he didn't let his hands go. And he let Elijah dictate the pace. He was just standing there posing. I'm like, man, your offense, like me, I'm an offensive guy. I'm not going to stand up there and be trying to get my Shakur on. Like, no, I'm trying to tactfully, I'm going to try to knock your head off. I'm going to try to hit you in the mouth. I'm going to try to make your belly button touch your spine. You know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not gonna be sitting back trying to duck, dodge, and weave and all that bullshit, because I know that's my only option. If I don't hurt you, I can't sit there and try to avoid you hurting me. And so I looked at that fight a little different. I don't know how y'all saw it, but I don't know about it.
See, that's how I am. Like whenever I see the bigger man being fleet-footed and all that, I don't quite like it. You know, that's why I say when Tyson Fury being the biggest fighter we ever seen, looking like a ballerina, I don't like that shit. You feel me? Because you too big. You know, imagine Fundora in there doing the Ali shuffle and, you know, using every square inch of the ring to get away from his opponent. Man, you don't get you know what I'm saying? That's cowardly.
Yeah.
You feel me? But some people will praise that shit. You feel me? But like me personally, when a guy commits and want to blitz me, you know, of course I can get on the back foot and I'm gonna do some of everything. But there's gonna come a point where I'm gonna use that to set him up. He coming forward, well, guess what? Either I'm gonna stand my ground real solid or I'm gonna come forward too, just to make sure this punch really, really hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you finna run into this since you wanna keep running up on me, you know? I'm not just doing this sweet science all night long. You know, like, man, like I heard somebody had like people talk about kickboxing. Like, tell me how crazy kickboxing is. Why do they even have pads on their knuckles? You got the knees with no pad, and you got these feet with no pad, but you got pad on the knuckles. Like, it's you know what I'm saying? It's redundant. It's like oxymoronic. Like, the sport is just stupid for that point alone. So you want to copy boxing by putting on a little padding. But then you got all these knees and goddamn feet with no such padding. Get out of here, man. Yeah. Sidebar.
Yeah, let me ask you this while I got you here, man. Your boy Thurman, man. What you think?
You the GOAT UK fighter. I ain't ever seen a UK fighter like this one. Me personally. I mean, he's Lennox Tyson, if I had to give him a name. You know what I mean? And he's not quite Lennox at all. I'm just saying, only thing Lennox like is the footwork. But he doesn't live by, die by a jab like Lennox, you know? But he has a punch variety with the best of them. And he got that power like a Tyson, you know? But he knocked guys out without trying. That's them the greatest fighters in the world. You know, he just in there having fun. He planned on going a couple more rounds. He just was, you know, trying to get a little wreck. You're like, oops, I knocked him out. You know, it's just that type of party with him. He the real fucking deal.
What you think, Crush? What you think about Thurman, man? Is he the real deal, or you still got to see something?
With who? Say that again. With
Moses the Thurman. Is Moses the Thurman? Is he? You know, is it too early to say, or how is you? What you think about Moses?
Oh no. I think it's right on time. I mean, motherfuckers got thinking that Keyshawn Coleslaw Davis is all this and all that. I like Moses the Thurman, man. He's dangerous, man. I love his punch placement, and I think he is what we think he is. Let's just see him face the other top heavyweights, man. I'm big on the kid. How far he can go, the sky's the limit. So he keep on, you know, staying focused and improving, which he still has room for improvement. He's not one of those guys who hit the improvement mark. Now the only thing he got to do is prove that he's really that guy. You know what I mean? So he's still got improvements to make, and this guy's already dangerous now. And he got good punch placement already. To really see how tough this guy really is, we gotta see him get cracked. We know that's the ultimate tell. We want to see dudes get the fuck hit if they ain't been punched in their damn mouth yet. Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis. Now I can go down the line. But since we talking about these heavyweights, I like him, yo. And only time would tell us something different. But I got him beating a couple guys right now. Daniel Du Bois didn't look too pleased with his weak ass applause because he's like, oh, I hope they don't throw me in there with that motherfucker. Yeah, you keep fucking up and you gonna be food for him. You know? And I like him. I don't think this is an eye test going wrong for anybody who feels the same way that I do about this guy. I like him, and he can be very good. And he's most likely going to be one of the future faces of heavyweight boxing, hands down, no doubt.
My question then would be, you know, this might be a whole nother show, but who's next for Thurman?
I was saying Kabayel. Even Kabayel, put him in there. I like the young kid, Joshua Edwards. You know, put in there with one of those other up and coming young heavyweights, or you know, put him in there. Worley said he'd like to get in there with him. Oh, that'd be a nice one. That's a matter of fact. I think I'll go with that. That'd be a great tester because we know Worley comes to do his thing.
But Wardley's saying he ain't gonna do it unless both of them got belts, because right now it just doesn't make any sense for his path. And you know.
This is what's wrong with guys now. They don't really want to challenge themselves, and this is a pet peeve for me. Everybody just want to get at a belt. What about climbing? What about, you know, going out seeking, destroying, and conquering? These guys don't want to. They don't want to challenge themselves through the ranks, man. Everybody just want to get, you know.
No, he already got the belt. He was chasing Usyk.
Yeah, I know, but fuck all that. You want to wait until you get a belt. Other things might happen, dude. You might get in the ring and somebody might put it on your ass, and then you know you better get it while it's there. I'm taking anything that's there now. I'm not waiting until later. That's what's wrong.
Hey.
We turn boxing to a pack of now laters, and we want it now. Oh, let's wait until later, and some shit we never got. So I want to see that shit now. Title on the line and no title. That shit don't mean nothing to me.
Hey, my word of the day is gauntlet. You feel me? All the way from 126, I want to see Shoo in the gauntlet. I want to see Oshaki in the gauntlet. I want to see Tank Davis in the gauntlet. I want to see Shakur Stevenson in the gauntlet. I want to see Devin Haney in the gauntlet. I want Fundora in the gauntlet. I want Yo-Yo Hernandez in the gauntlet. I want Hamza Shiraz in the gauntlet. You feel me? I want Better Be or Bivol in the gauntlet. Yeah. I want my boy David Benavidez in the gauntlet. And then heavyweight, I want Moses Atama. I want him in the gauntlet, man. Like each one of these guys probably can handle it.
Hey, can
He's
I
a bad
throw a couple
motherfucker.
more guys in there? Let's throw my man Abdullah Mason, who I'm big on, in the guard.
Okay,
Let's
I
throw
like
him
that.
out there.
I
Keyshawn
like that.
Davis, Coleslaw need to get hit upside their
He
head
definitely.
with
He
the
need it.
anvil, the gauntlet, and everything else. There's a lot of
Yep.
guys you can throw in there, and I like Shoo, man. Shout out to Shoo.
Definitely.
Definitely.
But
Me, if I was gonna look at a fight for Intama, right now I'd probably like to see him knock off either F.A. Agyagba, like completely
Ooh,
take
yes.
him out the race.
Yes.
Frank Sanchez completely take him out of the race.
Oh, easy.
You feel what I'm saying?
But they good names though.
Yeah.
Bacoli? What about Bacoli?
If he gets,
Bacoli
if he
might
could win,
just,
if
What
he can get
about
some
Joseph?
wins.
What about Joseph? What you think he'd do against Joseph Parker?
That's the third person I was gonna either mention, because for me it was a toss up between Richard Torres and Parker.
He'll knock the cocaine out of his ass. You hear me?
But Parker is slick though, man. Parker might give him that work that he really, really needs right now.
Man, I think
Guy that's he's still young, but he has a veteran pedigree.
Nah,
I
man,
think
man, we,
I
man,
think
go ahead.
Atama's best asset is his accuracy.
Mhm.
Like that's like tank level speed, power, accuracy. People be thinking it's all about power. It's like no, that speed and that accuracy. When he's moving and he can deliver that shit right where he wanted to be with the force that he want, man, that shit. I think that's his best attribute right now.
Yeah,
and,
I think.
And I think we do got to get him. We do got to see him. You know, if he can take a punch like a Dubois would do it. I think Ajak Kabiel, he go to the body enough so we can actually see if he could really, you know, box. Even though he's showing all of the indicators.
Yeah,
but we do got to see him in there against somebody that got a little better feet and that can crack. I don't know if we're ever going to see the Wardley thing because they was in the same they in the same stable. But I mean, who knows? I don't know if Wardley would say no. I don't got Wardley being that way, but like I don't know how that's going to work out. So
yeah, I mean, the way Wardley was talking about it, he was talking it from the business perspective, knowing that Frank and them already pretty much got a plan for Intama, just like they got a plan for him. So for me, that's why I was saying what I was saying, because it's not like Wardley was talking duck talk. He was just letting people know the business of boxing got us in two completely different spaces. And unless this dude, you know, the money comes up from somewhere to actually make it happen, it's not really going to happen unless both of them got a belt. Then there's got to be serious talks. But outside of that, he's over there doing his thing, and they're moving him absolutely the way they want to, because they should and want to, because you can see the making of a superstar. He's young enough. Like, that dude's gonna be around. Like, I believe I'm in the same camp probably as Body is saying. I have serious doubts that Wardley and Thomas going to fight unless Wardley's got all the belts or 3 of the belts or whatever the case may be, and we're looking at the last 2 or 3 fights from Wardley. You know what I'm saying? But in Tama rise, he can like, the gauntlet is there for him. Like, he can run that gauntlet with those other big American names and then completely shut America out for 5-6 years for a heavyweight champion. America won't. You do that, you've accomplished something that
never been done.
Hasn't been done since the Klitschko's.
Oh, damn, yeah. And they did it for Eastern Europe.
Exactly. So for me, you know, he could be that guy, and the way they moving him, that's why I was like, nah, I'm not really sold on him, because I think he should be much further along for what he got and this and that. But I always forget he's only 21. Not like that really makes a difference, but being 21 in the heavyweight division, when Tyson came in, it was a lot of veterans there. It was only Terrell Biggs and maybe one or two other dudes that were like within Mike Tyson's era.
Age range, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Bones,
generation.
one of my favorite fighters, was already old. He was in his late 30s when he fought Mike. So Mike just had to clear out all the old timers, and he did that. So that's why his run was the way it is. And I'm not taking nothing away, because all of those old dudes he beat, even at the age Mike beat them, they probably would come in this generation and just start fucking everything up. So all I'm saying is that Ntama's run is not going to be Mike Tyson's run. Ntama's run is going to be Ntama's run. And his run right now says UK has the opportunity to have a true great heavyweight champion.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? Lennox Lewis was not him. You know, those was not him.
He was just filling in.
Was there, but he didn't have the chin to deliver.
Like he was just holding the throne for a guy like Ntama to show up.
Exactly. So for UK will have the champion that runs the way they're moving him. It may be we're looking at UK's plan to have the champion that runs European boxing. And pretty much that'll be an easy run for him. All he has to do is just get rid of a couple of these American boxers, get them out the way. Once you got them out the way, everything else is easy peasy. And that's why I think for me, the way the tea leaves is running, I think that's why they're gonna move. That's how they're gonna move them. That's why I really ain't got no problem with them, the way they moving them.
Well, I think that we gotta see what happens with Wardley and Dubois. I think that's a big piece to the puzzle, and it's gonna tell us a lot, because if Wardley get rid of him, it's gonna be inevitable. I mean, that's the heavyweight division. It's not like what Keyshawn and Shakur can do, where they can play ring around the rosies, pocket full of toesies. You know, they in the heavyweight division. We locked in, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it might have to be. Y'all remember that movie called Gladiator? Not the one with
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. No, the one with Cuban Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
When he was like, Horn wants us to kill each other, you know, when they was, when they was fighting, they was fighting, underground fighting, it's gonna be like that, where shit, y'all in the heavyweight division, man. Y'all both want to be great, so it might not happen right now, but it's gonna have to happen.
It'll probably happen on to be realistic. That fight happens to me as a Turk card, as a ring card. If Turk wants to get back in it, looking at how Zuffa might be imploding already, so he
might, but I ain't counting. I can't count. That's like a possible. Like, I don't do no possible books right now. I'm looking at what I ain't counting them. Like, I think Turkey is a possible and everything, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's a lot of quiet noise, and I see a nice little shift over the stuff that's going on with PBC and these guys, like with Top Rank and Matchroom and Golden Boy and all them re-upping with the Zone and all this. I think they might almost be on the outside looking in. So they possible to me. I keep my ear to the streets, but if it's dealing with Frank Warren, he can. Man,
a Body made me describe a new word just to describe him, right? Like my boy Body is a metaphorologist. You feel me? For real, like this dude got metaphors for days. I know you can get on the microphone. Ain't no way. Like this guy be turning everything into a double entendre. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real.
I got tracks. I got music. I used to do shows. I used to get standing ovations doing freestyles. Like, I was nice. I'm still them nice with.
My boys they dropping the Browns off in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he had me laughing like a motherfucker. And then body different, man. He wild.
I get down, man. Even on the instrumental, I was gonna do one of my intros is one of my tracks because that bug be hitting me, man. But I be scouring. I got like no lie, I got like 7 hours worth of instrumentals that I be listening to. Like which one?
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, but
Yeah.
I'm the type to where when I used to lay it down, by the time it's time to record, it's no paper, it's no pen. I ain't like how they be with their phones holding them up. I don't do none of that. Like by the time I go in there, it's committed to memory.
That's
I got
real.
the
That's
ad
the way it's
libs.
supposed
I
to
gotta do it. I gotta
Hey.
dub it and then do my ad libs, and it's a wrap.
Bro, we come from the old school, paying all that money per hour. We don't go in there and play.
No,
I used to
You feel
I
me?
used to pay for it.
when you gotta pay for that shit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
man.
paid for it. I was the one paying for it. My man
Yeah.
to get in there, and I'm like, man, you don't know your verse. I'm like, hey
You
man,
playing.
you got about we got about half an hour. That shit ain't wrapped up by then. Hey, you ain't gonna be on this one because I was paying
Yep.
for that shit.
That's
You know
real.
what I'm
I remember them days.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah,
The
man.
way I'm only saying the Turk is involved in the fact that there's still the Ring magazine. You know what I'm saying? And in the heavyweight division, you have Usyk as that guy, that has all pretty much 75% of the hardware. I'm gonna say the other 25 goes to Wardley because then that completes it or whatever. But to put the purse that sells it as a mega fight, I think Frank Warren can do it alone because both of those are his two fighters. But then it comes down to, okay, where's it gonna air, what stadium, what this, what that. And I know Frank could do all of that and everything because he was the original guy to help build Riyadh. That's what that lawsuit is about. Frank Warren is the original guy. It was never Eddie Hearn. So Frank Warren was the guy who introduced Eddie into the Turk. Frank Warren was the guy who was behind everything. Frank Warren was the guy even when it was Wilder and AJ who was trying to play the middleman. So Frank Warren is like, with legacy, he's probably like the Bob Arum of European boxing, or to some degree, or maybe that's just what it is. Someone from over that side would have to come over here and clarify it, but from the way it looks, and if I had to make an educated guess, I would say it's Frank Warren, knowing everything that Frank Warren gets involved in. Where I'm saying it is this, is that at the end of the day, Frank Warren has already done business with them, and he's already had that same issue. That issue that he's actually going to court with, Frank Warren already put on X amount of shows. Still dealing with the Turk. So business comes first. Millions and millions may come, but that lawsuit can just, it doesn't seem like the type of thing where from everything that I'm seeing about it, it doesn't seem like the type of thing that's saying, oh, I'm suing you for 15, 30, or $100 million. If I'm correct, which I think it's somewhere around $1 million.
Nah, $1 billion.
It's supposed to be $1 billion?
Yeah, like that's why I say, man, like I ain't, man, until I see it come out from that side with Turkey, man, until they put that shit out and he say, oh yeah, ring card, whatever, man, that shit is up in the air, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if it's $1 billion, I thought I saw $1 million because
no, look it up.
It's a minor contract.
It's $1 billion. Like, look it up.
So if it's $1 billion, then retract everything that I said. I just can't see business being done with $1 billion hedging against everything. So Ring is not going to be involved. I'll just retract that. If it's that kind of money, no, it's not going to happen. I just don't see it. From a legal standpoint, we're talking about $1 billion, and I did see something that was saying that it may stem all the way back to these other fights, a percentage, but I just saw so many different things. It was kind of muddying up the water. So at the end of the day, if it's really a billion, then you just can't do business with people that you're suing for $1 billion, and those people will not do business with you because that's the conflict of interest right then and there.
Word. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I'm trying not to get caught up in the weeds of that stuff, man. That's just, I mean, when I look at it, I think that, man, like the implications of that fight, going back to that, the implications of the Fabio Wardley and the Daniel Dubois is going to say everything. I think the chips are going to fall. I think Richard Torres, he's going to get in the mix. I heard some outlandish thing. I didn't hear anything in concrete, but I saw somebody put out some information about Itama going to be fighting Jared Anderson. I was like, man, what in the world? Like, I don't know. I mean, I hope Jared is ready for that. But the unfortunate news is Jalen Edwards, the Rocket, he ain't ready. Like, the American heavyweight, like Efe Ajagba was probably the best one that we probably got, and he could do something, but I think if we put all our eggs in that basket, it's gonna be a while before we get up there with them guys from across the pond. It just is what it is, man.
Yeah, Efe is 31 now. He's 6'6". What's the name? Is 21, 6'4". Efe could take a punch, but everything that Intama brings, it's just going to be just a matter of time before those Intama traps just start to, reap the rewards that he's looking for. And Intama is looking like he has the ring IQ to make that little micro adjustment and shit like that. So for me, like I said earlier, with the level of competition that American heavyweights are offering these days, and if we have to put all our eggs in Efe Ajagba, then I'm gonna say it like this: Intama, just clear that shit out, so we have a clear conscience, so American boxing fans, and especially American boxing fans of heavyweights, then we'll have a clear-eyed view on, okay, who's the next guy? We're seeing this guy coming up. Are you ready for those guys? If you're showing us the eye test and everything else that says you're ready for those guys, then all right, cool, we'll get behind you. If not, then us American boxing fans will appreciate what the UK and what Europe is offering right now.
I don't think we ever really had a problem, because I mean, one of my favorite guys, like, I grew up on Tyson, you know what I'm saying? I grew up on Tyson, but I love some Lennox Lewis, boy. Like, so I didn't know no better. Like, I didn't look at it like that, but like, I recognize talent though. I'll give you, like, I like Casey. I think that boy from across the pond, I think he cold, man. I like him, man. I want to see him in Oshaki. So I got love for them guys from across the pond. Now, I'm just not going to just be jumping and just like everybody. I got to see it. And, I think we all done reached the point to where we know talent, we know the eye test, we know real. We backed it up with facts. Like, everybody up here has backed this up. So you kind of got to win us over. We ain't giving, like, that's what's wrong with Keyshawn right now. He got talent, he got whatever, but it's like, what are you? You'll crash out. Like, you won't, so you got to prove it. I know I went through this with David Benavidez, man. I went through this when I doubted David, and I was like, nah, man, look, he not disciplined, he this, and then eventually he won me over, and now I won't bet against him.
Yeah, my two big
Bivol, huh?
Go ahead, sorry. No, go ahead.
I'm not going to bet with Bivol, but because Bivol was my guy, but like, I don't bet against David Benavidez now. But he had to win me over. Like, all these guys, they kind of got to win me over, and then it's like, okay, I got empirical data, and then they've shown me nothing was handed. We just handing shit to people right now. They saying one guy is the number one guy at 154, and I'm like, okay, based on like the eye test, or based on who do we see him do what to? Regardless if people want to fight him or not, like who did we see? No, I can't do that. Like if we ain't seen you do it, I can't give you the benefit of the doubt. And that's where I'm at as a boxing fan right now.
Yeah,
and that's where I land. That's where I land.
For me, coming up, even in the Roy Jones era, you know, James Toney era, I'm gonna keep it a beam. I was infatuated with the skills of what I seen from Calzaghe. I was like, yo, this dude Calzaghe, he gets in the ring with these dudes that I know are American fighters. I don't know if they beat him, because as you let Calzaghe keep going, he starts sweating and looking sloppy and shit like that. He's just overwhelming you, like he's there. You know what I'm saying? So Calzaghe made it to my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite fighters, as well as right now, I'm a huge fan of Wardley. When the heavyweight division got past the Klitschko era, you know what I'm saying? For me, I saw the Deontay Wilders. I was looking at AJ and stuff like that, and I was like, these two dudes gonna be problems, because they put hands on dudes and dudes go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So when I got caught up to them when they were pros, I was like, okay, one of you two dudes is gonna be one of my favorite heavyweights. Which one is it gonna be? You know, I'm looking at AJ. AJ was there, then it was Wilder, then AJ, then Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Then I saw Tyson Fury and was like, whoa, the fuck? How do you? Whoa, like, dude, how can you be that big, move like that, and shit like that? Then when he started to sit on his shit, on his punches and stuff like that, getting that crunk gym work, I was like, all right, this dude's he's a problem and a half. Then Usyk comes into the picture. Usyk becomes a problem. He starts beating up on everybody twice. But then the blue collar guy comes back. When the blue collar guy comes back in the form of Wardley, I was like, all right, that's the kind of heavyweight I like. I like the guy that everybody's a little skeptical on marketing behind him. He's just like, look, y'all may not talk about me now, but you definitely gonna be talking about me later. And I said, yeah, this dude Wardley's gonna be a problem. And then once he, you know, I was like, I don't know if you're gonna make it. Because Hooney was putting everything on him, hitting that man with everything: the bathtub, the kitchen sink, the toilet, that little rubber shit that floats in the toilet. You know what I'm saying? He was hitting that man with everything, and then he let that equalizer go, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, he's one of them. Yeah, you definitely got me locked in on you right now, bro. You my type of guy, you know. And so far he's showing. So this is why I have no problem with either one of them getting rid of this weak crop that we have over here, so the media doesn't waste time talking about these guys. They can get the fuck out the way, and then the real guys start to show up. The ones that are probably in the gym right now giving all of these guys good work and sparring, but they just ain't got their chance, and they definitely not fucking with that Zuffa shit. So I just gotta see.
Yeah. But shoot, man. Yeah, heavyweight division. We got some major hitters. Some things got to be sorted out. You know, I think our heavyweights, somebody got to grab their cojones, man, and you know, find a way. You know, I think it's ebbs and flows, because somebody will emerge. Like, it's not a clear-cut guy who will right now, because it's kind of scarce over here as far as what I'm seeing. But it'll get back. But like, let's close out, man. I wanted to ask, because I didn't hear Crush's opinion on if Mr. Gary Russell and Floyd, if that would ever go down, and like Devin, what's going on with them? Because I thought it was gonna be Rolly, but we still ain't got nothing in concrete. But however y'all want to land, for real, for real.
Yeah, I mean, Floyd Schofield and Gary Russell, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the ultimate opponent for him to once again try to prove he really wanted the Shakur fight. You know, because immediately following after that, he fought a slick fighter, Tevin Farmer, and it went his way. You know, I'm pretty sure that was real invigorating for him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he can do that at any juncture of the fight against Gary Russell Jr., the kid has arrived. You know, we still gonna want to see him against somebody with youth, but there's nobody with experience better. You know, there's no OG in the game. I would say that's more skilled than a Gary Russell Jr., you know? So if he can watch him, you know, he stands a chance with the likes of Abdullah, you know, and Shakur, you know, possibly Keyshawn. You feel me? But he definitely has to be able to beat the old man. And the way they're saying how it could be a learning experience, he could actually lose to the old man and still be able to beat them. It's crazy, you know. It's just how how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
But what did you think about, since you brought up Abdullah though? What did you think about that thing that Keyshawn did with Abdullah?
Man, it's like you could look at Abdullah's face and tell he don't like how Keyshawn acts in front of a camera. You know what I'm saying? It's like he want to suck his teeth like, man, bitch, why you do? But you a whole nother person when this camera come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like people like that. You know, it's the type of dudes do it in front of women. You know?
Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine.
That's Keyshawn all day.
People who act different, man, that shit, I'll be, all right, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about, and when they know you got morals and certain standing, like real bosses, man, we not even supposed to be arguing in front of anybody.
Right.
You know? Like you and AC wouldn't do that in public.
Right.
That's, you know, y'all would have that discussion behind the scenes.
Right.
Know? And Keyshawn is the type to not follow the rules, you know, and blame it on mental health and, you know, his religion or whatever. Please forgive me. He gonna do it again tomorrow. You feel me? So it's just a shady ass type of way to be, man. You know, like, have you sent this man a contract? Well, shut up, man. Like you don't want no smoke. Like I keep using that saying Shakur tried to say about Oshaki, to say that he don't want no smoke. It's like, come on, man. He's not even, like, he never even went to the weight division that I'm in. Like, so he don't want no, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to fight. Like, he's just talking. So the same thing goes for your homeboy Keyshawn. Everybody he's calling out is outside his weight class, which makes no sense. He must, you know, he don't want to fight.
All right.
He just want the clout. He want that Tank. You know, he started with Tank Davis. That's the first person who he, you know, tried to get clouted up off of. Mr. Tank Davis, I'm coming for you. You ain't coming for shit. You know, Devin Haney, I'm coming for you. You ain't gonna do shit. You know, it's just always the best name you could think of. You know, and it's sad, man. Like, I don't think he really liked that. And all boxers are good until they not good. And he's just another one. that if he really if we put him in the gauntlet, he not coming out dry. You know, he gonna
you put him in with Brian Norman, put him in with Rohan Polanco.
Yes, sir.
Tiger said he wouldn't fight him, but I wouldn't mind seeing it. But like, it's
I wish
odd how none of these guys at 147,
or Gary Antoine Russell, Andy Hiroka.
Oh yeah, even at 40, because we don't know. But I think that's a distraction. Yeah, I'm gonna call below, I'm gonna call above. So y'all never put no pressure. They said that Gary Antoine was terrified of Shakur, but they never put no pressure on Shakur. Because when the Richard Hitchens, they was like, oh, he got to fight Gary Antoine. It's no pressure for Keyshawn or Shakur to fight Gary Antoine. And anything that come up is that Gary Antoine is scared. But he say he won undisputed. He's staying there. It's just weird right now.
Come on, man. This guy was the boogeyman at 140. And he's still there holding the belt. So, you know, like it's something reigning true about that. You know? And to me, he fought the guy who wanted to be the boogeyman, which is Andy Hiroka, because he might eventually become that boogeyman. But right now, Gary Russell is the baddest champ at 140. You know, hands down, to me.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time, brothers.
No problem, man. Appreciate your contribution, man. Hope you have a wonderful week, safe week, bro.
All right, for sure. Peace.
All right, man. Peace.
Well, for me, I'll say it like this. I like where boxing is. I like where we kind of are right now, because there's some things we could, you know, chop it up and make educated guesses about, but the real joy would happen if these fights actually get across the line. Speaking on what we spoke of before concerning Xander and Boots, I don't mind seeing the fight, but I think the better move for Xander, either one. I'm not even going to say the better move, because then it may trip some people off or anything. But the legacy fight for me is in fighting Sebastian Fundora. He's coming off a great win. You're coming off a win. Both of you have belts. It's easy to make. You know what I'm saying? Being that everybody, well, with the exception of PBC, but they have done business before, and I don't think PBC would get in the way with making that fight and letting their champ possibly bring home 2 belts and stuff like that. So I that's the fight I would like to see. The Boots fight, there's nothing wrong with it. That's a whole nother direction. I may classify that as a distraction, but to wrap everything up in a nice little bow, both cards I was impressed with. Only one fight, that was the fight before why am my brain farting on this dude's name? In Talma's fight, the fight before in Talma, I actually thought the other guy won. He beat the dude with the braids and stuff like that. I was just like, wow, they gave it to him. Ooh, that's maybe the judges saw something that I didn't. I thought it was either a draw or went to the other guy. And at the end of the day, sad to see that that we didn't cook on was Malik Scott guy, who
Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra just got styled on from the first round until the fight was over, and it was just like, Malik, what are you teaching these people? Like, Ezra just, like, I don't know. It was like he was trying to fight in spurts to try to catch up, but there wasn't nothing consistent, like from round to round to round to round to round. So I was highly disappointed in Ezra's performance. I thought he might do a little bit better, and we would see, something different. To whereas those fans of Deontay Wilder would say, okay, so maybe it wasn't, uh, Mark Breland, maybe it was the trainer, and people can constantly say that right now, in the fact that this is your first fight with Ezra, and Ezra he didn't look right. So I don't know, Malik. I don't know if what you're teaching these guys translates well into the ring. You may be overloading them, and you may have to keep it simple. So as a trainer, this may be some things you gotta learn. But overall, and Tama's knockout was great. Both cards was pretty. Both cards were pretty decent. I would give both cards between a B plus and an A. I just thought they delivered on the entertainment scale and stuff like that. So I didn't have any issues. There weren't no boring fights to me, and that's where I landed.
Word. I'm gonna go back and look at both of them. So I got some homework, man. But I appreciate your contributions, AC, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read the proposal. But I say by the end of Tuesday, I'll have a full grasp of it.
All right,
for sure, bro.
For sure.
All right. Crush.
Yo, bro.
Yeah,
ready
man.
to get up on out of here, man?
Yeah, man. How you want to land, man? Leave, give the people a taste. Because I always say, man, I don't think Crush come over here enough. I know he got affiliations and all that with other things, and he got his own thing. But man, I heard Crush. I used to hear Crush call in the other channels. So for it to come full circle, for him to be kicking it over here, because I always said he's just no filter. He just raw. He gonna say what it is, and we need more of that. That's why I always be saying silence is consent. And he gonna give it to you raw and funky. He don't care. If he get a chance, he gonna tell you exactly what it is. He don't give a fuck. So I think there need to be more people like Crush out here, man. I don't think he get salutes. He should be one of the biggest voices out here. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks,
but it's
bro. I appreciate
the
that.
era that we in now. It's not what we getting. It's a game. So just let the people, give people a glimpse, or lead the people with whatever you want to leave them with, man, and and land however you want to land.
Real quick. Listen, y'all, this boxing is really about just being in real time, just like anything else. These athletes, they're humans just like us. They don't get any more higher praise than a man to your left or the woman to your right just doing anything in their damn life. All right. Let's try not to live a boxing dream through these fighters, because I hear from a lot of boxing fans and content creators. That's why you got a lot of biased bullshit, moist meter ass men out here arguing, busting out their veins at the top of the voice about a bunch of damn men. That's suspect to me. We should be able to drop boxing talk and it strictly be on boxing talk about this skill set in the fighter, and that's it. Not about who he fucking, if he a woman beater, if he robs somebody around the corner. I don't give a damn about none of that. That's their personal problems that they have to deal with. And this is where everyone should be playing case solo. Mind your damn business if it ain't about the boxing business. That's all I care about, because what they do outside the ring ain't determining their legacy in the damn ring. And be fair with y'all assessment with these damn fighters, because they not gonna pickle pull y'all motherfuckers pickles. Like y'all be pickle pulling these dudes. They don't give a fuck about y'all. So stop getting on the internet arguing back and forth about motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about you. It's just sad reality. It's entertainment. Be here for the entertainment and the entertainment only. You trying to build a personal, passionate like for this person, come on, you're wasting it. Give that love to somebody who can really use the love. Y'all show these motherfuckers more love than you show your own damn blood. This is just facts. So when we speaking on boxing, we're speaking on boxing. We're not speaking on what they did outside the ring. That's their problem. It's going to lead them to prison, jail, or even the damn dirt. That's all I worry about, is them putting somebody in dirt inside that canvas box. That's it. Stay real to yourself, and you will be real to these fighters. If you wanted to be a boxer, don't try to live that shit through them. Don't they fathers do that shit enough? So let's just keep it about the sport and the sport only. Build on these fighters, give them their proper credit when they need it, and give them the proper criticism when they deserve it. And everything would be just fine. So with that being said, listen, ain't none of these dudes out here doing what you really say that they are doing. Because if they was, we wouldn't be calling for fights that ain't never fucking happened yet. Most of these guys is weight bullies and weight pussies, ain't fighting at their natural weight class for whatever reason, because they really afraid. So they keep on saying fighters are not scared. You're not fucking human. Because you gotta have something in there that's gonna make you a little shaky about something, but you still go out there and you do what you gotta do. You think some of these fighters don't be nervous when they go out there whipping ass? You're lying. If you think it don't happen. I done had butterflies in my stomach plenty of times before I got on stage or used to get inside the motherfucking ring. But man, keep this boxing talk about boxing talk. If you don't know how to, well, I drop the link and I'll wake your ass up in the morning. I'm on 5 days a week. Starting time from 6:30, anywhere between 6:30 to 9 a.m. You would catch coffee and donuts for grown-ups. And I'll talk about boxing and a lot of other things. If you don't want the layers poured back on your favorite fighter, then don't come and check me out, because there's no safe zone for you. You won't be able to get anything off. I'm not someone you can cook. Motherfucker, if you don't know how to cook reality, you could never be in the kitchen with me. With that being said, hey, bro, another dope live. I'll be over here a little more because you be coming on times where I can come up and kick it with you. And we going to do the damn thing. We going to change the boxing narrative out there, man. I'm dropping the goblin on everybody. And all these dudes is a little suspect out here. Shakur Stevenson don't get no extra credit for beating Teofimo Lopez, who's just a guy who's good and was given some overrated credit because the guy is simply not consistent and being consistently successful. Just look at it. He's done. These guys not testing themselves. This is a no friend zone. If we can't make money together, then what true bond do we really fucking have? This ain't no friend zone. If I'm the best, nigga, we gotta get in the ring. It ain't nothing personal. At least we gonna get a goddamn check together. You have friends, do it. And this fake ass brotherhood, I know they ain't brothers like that. They ain't even known each other long enough. Trust me, I know. I can smell it from a mile away. Them dudes ain't known each other as long as they pretending. Just go look at the timestamp. They ain't known each other that long, okay? He was able to talk you out of doing some dumb shit. I talked a lot of people out of pulling a fucking gun on somebody or they suffer dumb shit. So don't give me that. You don't want to get in the ring with that man. Y'all made a pact. Y'all motherfuckers scared to fight each other. So instead of sicking them dudes on one another, they in the same weight class, they fight each other. Because let me tell you something right now. I got my son on the phone right the fuck now. If they say, yo, you and your son, I'll give y'all $5 million. Man, my son gonna tear each other head off, and we gonna split that motherfucking $5 million down the middle. So don't give me nothing about no bond, because if it was a true fucking bond, they'd go get that money. Ass Fran Sean and fucking goddamn nut-ass Clarissa She-Hawk Shields, who need to cool the fuck out and stay in a woman's place. She keep talking about, hold up, son. Yeah, she keep talking about beating up on fucking men. Stay in a woman's place. She really don't have a boxing career. That's why every time she's getting her ass on the internet, it has nothing to do with women's boxing. She has not one time mentioned the move that MVP made with ESPN. I don't give a fuck she was invited or not, but she's supposed to be this damn GOAT. This bitch then turned into Love and Hip Hop, the biggest simp bet that I've seen. Cause that would have been a dude in a position. Oh, he a simp, he a simp. This is the biggest bonehead for brain cells chick I ever seen in my life. She has mental issues. She got a complexion complex. She don't like light-skinned people. A light-skinned motherfucker must have broke her heart, or a light-skinned bitch must have whooped her ass somewhere back in the day, because I don't understand it. But what I'm saying in short term, we don't need that in women boxing. She ain't doing nothing for women boxing. She running around claiming another man's wife, husband. And that man ain't divorcing his damn wife. They eating off this bonehead shit. Dude, they raping you damn records. Come on, man. And y'all thirsty ass dudes out here talking about she look good. That girl don't look good. She look a little better because she's eating better and she made some money. She got her teeth fixed. She's still nappy-headed because she put sewings and wigs on. So where's the natural fucking beauty? None of y'all didn't want to knock that girl off like that. Until she started eating, got a little fucking booty and whatever like that. It ain't even the best shaped ass, okay? So stop the cat with Clarissa She-Hulk Chills. It's over for fucking Keefy Poo. Keyshawn, Coleslaw Davis, and Shakur Stevenson need to get in the ring with each other, and they need to step their resume up, because when I put the layers back on that shit, Shakur been a professional for 9 years, 25 fucking total fights. That's not activity at all. That's inactivity. And out of 25 goddamn opponents, you can't give me no fake ass future Hall of Famers and no fake ass pound for pound. That's horrible, but this guy's elite. Y'all need to go back and start studying before y'all get to talking off of y'all weak ass eye test. Go pour the layers back on these dudes. Now, when we see these guys in a true 50-50 contest and see how they turn out, then we can talk this big shit. But none of these dudes is on no big shit. They ain't elite. They barely A fucking level. I said it. You don't like it, come and yell at me, and I'll put you in the pit. Thanks for having me, Bodywork. I will be over here with you more often, bro. And I see you on the next one.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Peace.
Have a good one, man.
All right.
Man, that's the taste of it, man. He go off. I be going off just like that, man. We speak the same boxing language in many ways. You know what I'm saying? Very little variances there. But that's what I like, man. Even if we didn't agree, whatever, he gonna speak his mind. He gonna say it. He's not with the politics and all this and all that. He's, ever since I ever heard his voice, got a very distinctive voice. And I was like, man, he cold, you know, and he was just spitting fact. Everywhere I heard him on different channels. Everywhere I heard him, he was spitting fact. So to come full circle and have him come kick it over here and, you know, add his little flavor, you know what I'm saying, to the mix, man, it only makes everything better. AC brought some things to the table. D Calico brought some things to the table. We had a good time. Ultimately, I want to say this. My heart go out to Keith Thurman, man. You know, I mean, it's over. In my opinion, it's over unless you're just gonna keep tricking the game, as they say. You know, I mean, you got to get your money, you gotta feed your family and all that. But like, what I can say is Keith went out on his shield. You know, we knew. I was saying that, hey man, they might have to save Keith from himself because he got a career after boxing. He can talk that talk. But we gotta take Fundora a little more serious. I think when Keith did describe him right, he's a human obstacle course, and he's getting better. He got a synergy with his sister, his father. You know, what can you say? He's legendary status. He don't get the credit as a boxing father with both of them, with Gabby being undisputed. I think Fundora was also pivot too in something that a lot of people didn't speak on. And that's the fact that he stood his ground on PBC. He was like, yeah, they can come to me. They can come here. He's like, you have to recognize Fundora as one of them pieces over there that's representing for the PBC. And I did the Pulse, the Infinity episode, number 8, where I said, PBC is back, the redemption era. That was the tip of the iceberg. That was just a little, okay, we got back in the mix or whatever, even though we seen the Fulton and, you know, Oshaki, we seen that. We seen the Pitbull and Roach. We seen that, you know, we seen that. But this is like for this year and coming and things to come, man, they are back. It's been a big fish sighting, man. People are ecstatic about Earl. I want him to come back if he's right. I think he's making good moves, good synergy over there with Rodney Shields. Got the young Brian Norman Jr., got Big Maul over there. I don't really like what's going on with the twins, but you can't get between two twins. That's their personal life. I just hope that they all can keep getting that money, man, and that they keep, you know, doing what they do as long as their faculties are in order and they're giving us quality fights. I had to eat crow because I picked Keith Thurman, but Fundora's in my boxes to watch, and I said he's the landlord, and that if Father Time didn't rear his ugly little head, then Fundora was going to take up real estate like the landlord he is, and if that rent wasn't due, he was going to evict him. We talked about it earlier, what the big mistake was. D Calico stole my thunder before I even got to it, but like mines. You did. Wonderful episode, man. Classic episode. I appreciate everybody who comes through and stop by and you know, checks on it, man. Go to the lever on my like button. Silence is consent, meaning that all it takes for evil to prevail is for men and women to remain silent. So we speak to the things that need to be spoken to in the sport of boxing. You know, I always say fruits and veggies, not that Reggie. This is fact-based content, not opinion-based. Even though we all have our opinions, we spit them facts. Hopefully you was able to put something in your rucksack and march on with it, man. And we'll live to talk another boxing day. So salute to everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, super chat, Cash App, hype the videos, share the videos. If you catch this on the playback, talk to me, holler at me. I'll talk back. Y'all know I can talk that boxing all day and all night. Thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.